Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys. Oh, sorry, goodness me, I am still muted. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and my Quick Cash teammates to OFL's Day 2 of our very first cash tournament, cash prize event. Goodness me, I'm slipping over every word. I'm Fools here with the one and only Chocomilk. Choco, how are you doing on this fine afternoon?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well, to be fair. I'm very looking forward to this match and seeing how it all turns out. Yeah, it's great weather here in New Zealand and Wellington City. I'm in a good mood. Got my Gatorade next to me. What more do you need in life?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't want to delay too much here, as we want these players to. We want to get to the action. We want to see these players absolutely duke it out for the $550 AUD prize. Winners, of course, taking home 300 of that. So nice $100 each in the pocket. We're just going to jump straight into the bracket here to look at the games that we'll be seeing today. So, Choco, you want to go over the teams we have in losers round 2?
Yeah, for sure. So, as we're coming into our second day here, we're in the loser bracket round 2. Whoever wins this goes in the semi-finals to give them a chance to get into the grands. And who we have playing today is Greg. Hold on, let me get the full... very unprofessional here. Getting the full team list, we have Greg's team, which is Greg, Chico, and Night Chemist. We have Preday's team, which is Preday, Crooks, and Diddytron. We have Jacob Bumfluff's team with Moss Bongo, Wiggy, and Moda. And we also have Callum's team, which is Callum, Dixon, and Zohils. Zohals? I cannot pronounce that, man. Zoys.
He forgets every time, but yeah. Up in our semi-finals, waiting for the two teams who come through from this losers round 2 are Coco Jambo with Toom, Mogmaru, and Centaur, and Sirius's team with Very Serious, Maximum, and Slixy. So today, every single cash out game will be a best of 3 instead of the best of 2 format we were running in the previous day. We want to see these teams play more and determine larger leads.
Yeah, we want these best of 3s to be going a bit longer. We can definitely see what team will come out on top and have a bit of a closer matches as well. We will be playing the loser round first, loser bracket, obviously see who comes into the semi-finals. But in the grand finals, it will be a best of 5 team v team, so that one might take a bit longer to see who truly can come out on top. We'll have to see how that turns out in the end. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these teams duke it out. Is there a particular team that you're looking for, Fools, that you think you'd love to see get through?
I mean, in terms of personal bias, I think Jacob Bumfluff, Mosbongo, Wekwiji, and Moda, after their miracle run into the winners bracket, I want to see them make it even further here. Although Greg's team also going through quite the miracle run, having to win a tiebreaker of their own in that losers round 1 to make it through. Also coming in through our qualifying stage, having to play so many more games than anyone else at this event so far. I want to see them get better and better and contest some of these people. I really think Greg's team as well in some of the games that we showed were managing to win fights against a lot of the teams that we consider substantially better than them. So, I mean, if they're feeling it today, maybe they can just start taking games. So, yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting stuff. Personally, I would love to see Greg's team get into the semis. I don't know if they'll win it all, but I want to see them get there. Bit of an underdog story coming from Greg's team, coming all the way from the qualifiers, pushing their way through, losing the first round and pushing themselves into the loser bracket, but then working their way up, winning a tiebreaker, and here they are. I'd love to see them push out on top somehow and be able to get through. Obviously, everyone loves a good underdog story, so I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're just waiting for this first game to set up. Of course, our losers round 2, Greg, Preday, Jacob, and Callum, all coming into this hopefully fresh, bit of practice under their belt and ready to duke it out in this cash out.
Sure, we just have
waiting
one
to see,
team waiting to join.
We're waiting for teams to join, but also for the pick bans for the maps. We're going to see at least one more map guaranteed. Even if one team has a clear advantage, it could be matched or even broken in a final game. So this third game is going to change a bit of the dynamic, where teams that were neck and neck within one game, one team doing really well in one team doing really well at another, they're going to have to pick out a much clearer winner in a third decider, or both fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious what's going to happen here and what maps are going to end up being chosen as that. Now, obviously, they have free maps to play instead of the 2. Hopefully, we see a bit of difference than we did yesterday. As yesterday, we got to see about the same maps every time, had a little bit of variance, but it was basically Cis Horizon and Las Vegas with a little bit of what was the other one that was played? It was
we saw one Monaco. We saw a couple
yeah.
Skyway as well.
Yeah, a couple Skyway. One Monaco, so we'll have to see if maybe we get some Fortune Stadium if anyone likes that map, or maybe some Bernal. But yeah, we'll have to see what ends up coming out here.
I would absolutely love to see Bernal, or even if people want to watch the World Burner Kyoto game, just to really drive people up the wall.
I feel like whenever these pick bans happen, the first map is probably Kyoto that gets banned. I don't think anyone wants to play Kyoto. Even if you do, you got to get through 3 other teams trying to ban it. Probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Although it would be awesome to see a Kyoto specialist team come into one of these and gamble on no one else banning it.
That would be pretty funny. I'd love to see that. Maybe a full Kyoto tournament in the future would be hilarious.
That would suck. But it would also be pretty funny to watch.
It would suck for the players, but we can all laugh at everyone's misery, you know?
That is the ideal finals event, I think.
Yeah. Make everyone go like melee weapons and put them on Kyoto and just watch everyone burn. I couldn't imagine anything great and horrible at the exact same time.
That is disgusting. Yeah. So every team is in now, just waiting on Ploy to come in with our pick bans. As they're just discussing with each team individually, making their way across. I believe they've grabbed minimum 2 teams here. Yeah, excited to see this third map as well. Surely it's going to be Cis, it's going to be Vegas, and then it's going to be an interesting map.
An interesting map. I feel like it's going to be a safe pick. It might be Monaco. I would like to see a Seoul come out.
Seoul was the other map we did see. Of course, that bridge not even being broken, but still managing to claim 4 lives in a single catch out.
I think that was my favorite part of yesterday's tournament. Is somehow the giant pit claimed more people than some people had kills in that game. That was lovely. Watching 3 people simultaneously all jump off on
a whole team, probably the best team at the event from our estimation, feeding themselves into the pit one by one. As well as a couple other people also attempting to chase them down, ending up straight down that pit as well. Yeah.
While we wait for this, may as well announce when we have some time. We will be looking after this tournament, as we do love running these tournaments, and the feedback we got from the players is that everyone loves playing these as well. Is we're going to definitely have another tournament after this at some point. Obviously, times and formats to be decided, but very much want to announce that we will be doing another one after this. So make sure that if you are keen for a future tournament, you do want to be involved, I will put the link of the Discord in the stream chat, and you can always click on there and join us, and in there there'll be announcements for when the next ones will be, and you can sign up or find new players to play with. Would be great. So we'd love to see more new faces around. Also on that server, we don't just have competitive games like this. It's not massive tournaments. Sometimes it'll be just good, fun, casual, chill games where we just got no prize money to see who plays, or we'll play some terminal attack if we're feeling a bit spicy or something like that, just to mix things up, you know?
Yeah, shining a bit of light on the lesser experienced game modes within Oceania, where I believe it would be fun to see a Banquet event, especially considering Banquet got its first ever match played in Oceania this season just yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday we played our first match of Oceanic Banquet as we dusted off the servers as they slowly booted up after not being played for months. Sadly, I couldn't make it to #1 Banquet in Oceanic this season. I'm a bit of a fraud, kind of a useless player. So
instead, a eliminated member of the event, Zeph, managing to claim first in Banquet Oceania if no one else queues it for the entire rest of the season, which would be fairly likely. Zeph's gonna secure that for himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Is hopefully these pick bans not too much longer. Trying to get through all these players. But how are we, chat? We all excited for the games we've got coming up, the best of threes, a bit more closer matches as everyone slowly gets better and better and more experienced and a bit more serious. I'd like to see some excitement in the chat, get it going, get more people involved. Tell your friends and family, tell your dogs, join the stream, watch Oceanic's best players fight it out.
Wake up your mother and tell them that Slicksy's finally playing in a tournament.
Slicksy's playing again!
I thought he got banned.
I thought he got banned. I thought he was cheating. No, Mom, he's legit. He's legit.
He's legit. Look at OFL. He's winning. He got diffed by Greg that one time.
He got tipped by Greg. This Greg guy's crazy, Mom. Listen. But no, here we are. In the game, hopefully we can see who comes out. As we only get to see Slicksy playing in the next semi-finals. So, and the other team as well, we got Coco Jambo, Tomb's team, be playing in the semis. So we have to see how that all rolls out when it comes around.
Slicksy admitting to cheating in the chat. That's kind of based.
There we go.
We got him, boys.
We got him. Send it to Embark.
No, but he said not to tell Rob, so maybe hold it back.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
my bad.
Tell Rob.
All right, boys. Can we keep a secret?
Okay, all come together as the Oceanic community. Keep a secret. Alright.
We're gonna protect our big names.
Big names. Delete the VOD. Get it out of here.
Delete the VOD.
Burn the evidence.
Yeah, I'll just cut this bit out. Don't you worry. Yeah. Not much else to say. I'm just waiting to see what these pick bans are, because considering it's taking a bit of extra time, maybe these teams having to strategize a lot more than usual for these selections.
Yeah, we'll have to see what comes out here. Again, I would love to see a Brunel. I haven't seen a Brunel played in like in a tournament yet. Tournament format, really. I've played it in some competitive online, but these formalized tournaments, I haven't seen any Brunel gameplay, which I'll be curious to see how that comes out and how the top teams end up playing through that. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, my main experience with Brunel in World Tour is queuing World Tour Asia and going up against, I think, Prede, Dixon, and Tomb in the final round on suspended structures Brunel, and not even like seeing the cash out the entire final round.
That sounds about right, goddamn.
So, I mean, I guess suspended structures in particular is a bit polarizing. But I guess not in cash out. In final round, it's a bit harder to make stuff happen, but in cash out, there's enough nonsense going on that you could easily just drop it and make the fight horrible.
Yeah, have you seen that one thing on the Brunel, one of the structures, one of the suspended structures, that if you just like break one pole, like the whole structure falls? Have you seen that? I saw it on Reddit and I tried it. I tried it in game. There's like one pole in one of like the windows that you can look through. And you just melee it like 30 times or something with your teammates, and it just breaks, and literally the entire platform just explodes and just like will not. It's great. It actually is such a good way to, because the whole thing doesn't break. It's like 3/4 of it breaks, so the cash out spot's still up on the platform. It's actually, I gotta show you next time we play. It's,
please, that's awesome.
And anyone in chat, I would give it a try. Like I think it's like the blue suspended structure. You go up there and there's like one pole, like one of the window frame poles. You just break it by meleeing it. You don't have to do anything. And
is that the one over like the shack, like the shed?
Or
is it the other one?
Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, it is that over like the shed with like the tractors and stuff in it. Yeah, that one there, definitely. Oh, dude, it's so funny. It works. I did it in a world tour with the mates and it was pretty good.
Yep.
I think Ploy's on his last team here, so we'll see what comes out from it.
I mean, it would be very cool to see some of these more niche map strats come out. Maybe a team getting knowledge diff on a defense as the death by 1,000 quick melees occurs and buries the cash out under 12 layers of rubble.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Just waiting on these pick bands to finish, and then we will get started with our game 1 of our losers bracket round 2 match.
I'm back.
Alrighty,
He's
boy.
back.
We had an internal debate. Yet again, fuck Embark because we can't perimeters. But it's been decided by the players that they can change weapons during the round.
Sure.
Because we have no way to physically ban them from doing that. So apparently some players have and some players haven't. In the future, maybe a gentleman's agreement, but we'll see. The maps, in no specific order, but we might as well play it in the order I say. Banal, Vegas,
Big up.
Sis Horizon.
Who would have
Holy.
thought?
Who would have thought it?
I mean, we're seeing Banal.
Manifestation, boys. Alright, Vanal first, then we got some Las Vegas, and then Sis Horizon. As we get the game started going, and now we'll see, as we were talking, how this Banal map goes. Maybe some teams have a more experience on this map than others. We'll have to see. As I do find that Banal has some very interesting rooftops where you run towards the point, you get on a rooftop, and all of a sudden the enemy team's just like right there. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Exciting stuff. We finally see a new map, one that didn't appear at all in day 1, now showing up because of this longer format.
Here we go. You ready, fools? You ready to see some gameplay?
Absolutely. Alright, you want to go over the teams?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go. So we have Kingfisher first with Moss Bongo, Jacob, Bumfluff, and Moda. The Shotgun with Night Chemist, Greg, and Chico. Steamrollers of Zohils, Callum, and Dixon. And the Big Splash of Diddytron, Preday, and Crooks. As we see what comes out here. Moss Bongo rocking some drip there, the Cowboy drip. See if he can wrangle the rest of the players in this game.
And Jacob Bumfluff, of course, always the free-to-play warrior with this loadout.
I don't think that guy's changed his I don't think he's changed his cosmetics since the start.
Ready. Move towards this number 2 cash out.
Yeah, as we come over here, we see the Big Splash and the Shockanor going to be taking this cash out. Very interesting cash out spot here as both teams can just come over this edge and just spot each other. But it does seem like the Big Splash are taking a bit more of a roundabout route. Jump padding up a little bit separate from the rest of his team, but they all jump up in the end. A lot of damage coming out, a bit of separation from the Shockanor. A lot of damages coming out. The Big Splash looking to win this in the end, but we'll have to see what happens as 2 go down from the Shockanor. It's now 2v1, but the Heavy's 1 HP does go down, so now it's a 1v1. Light versus Light. And he loses it. Greg completely clutching it out for his team there. That's what he needs to win that fight. Good on Greg. Completely carrying a Shockanor team for that one fight. Moving over to the first cash out, we can see what happens, but I think we're a little bit late as the Steamrollers seem to just get wiped.
Finishing off the last one as this A point is going to be deposited in a bit of time. Although both points looking okay for number 2 as well. There could be an early double up here. Depending on setup. Oh, actually, as I say that, a gateway has moved cash out 2 to vault 2 cash out B. On the other side of the map, we have a fight beginning to brew on cash out B as Chico, Greg, and Night Chemist get into position here. Crooks taking the jump pad immediately up. Gets spotted, lands 2 shots onto Chico, and it pulls them off immediately. Dome shield onto the point. You got the heavy medium combo already in position, setting up barricades as well on this point. As Shockanor sitting below. Greg going for a strange peek around the outside. Gets a huge amount of damage. I think getting a pick on Preday. My goodness, how the hell did he get away with that? Gets finally picked in return, but the Shockanor moves back up to the high ground. As Crooks and Diddytron rotating back to get this revive on Preday. Diddytron stepping up here. This position is incredibly awkward to hit. As this jump pad just makes it just not viable to step up this path, but Crooks going for another jump pad around the other side. Lands a few shots on Chico. A nice RPG does a good amount of damage to both of them. Dome shield comes out, and the roof collapses in. Chico gets split from the rest of the team. Night Chemist, the only one left in this position, as Diddytron takes a bit of punishment for it, but they're pretty safe to cap now, as that C4 is not really doing anything. Chico going for the John revive here, as Greg also makes the rotation, and Crook's going for a chase into this position. While a cap's happening, Chico and Nightcam is not dead yet, but a lot of damage coming out against them. Prede tries to go for it, but the C4 gets set off. The cap is secured. Crooks, Prede, and Diddytron somehow still alive, and it's now just Greg left alive in this position. Has to step off, but I think they know where he is. Going for this chase. Greg rotating back round for Crooks. Does a good bit of damage to him, but Crooks manages to escape with this dematerializer as Greg rotating around. Everyone bouncing around this cash out. Greg climbing up to the top, spots Prede, goes for a bit of a spray, gets some damage off, but this is relatively unproductive here as Nightcam attempts to make the way back in. Greg winning the fight against Prede. One down for this big splash. Could be an opening for them if they are able to move in quick enough. Chico getting revived here as well. Taking a jump pad immediately, and they need to start capping in within the next couple seconds, otherwise they lose it. But the DMAC delays. Nightcam is dropping in against all three. Somehow not dying immediately, doing a huge amount of damage to the team. Gets picked off, but this cash out has been lost. As Prede looking to take another fight, maybe secure another couple kills for the team. Gets chased down as Greg finishes him off. Now Crook's the only one left alive on the squad. As Chico rotates down, manages to find one kill. Crook's managed to find one kill, but Chico, the team might finally coming out for the big splash here. As we move over.
Very messy fight happening there. Very, very chaotic as both teams just kind of trade kills, but it does seem like the big splash came on top pretty comfortably there. They did get the point. They just couldn't, the shock and awe just couldn't be carried enough by Greg. Just jokes, but we'll have to see what ends up happening at the end. In the future of these teams. There does seem like a fight is happening with the Kingfisher and the Steamrollers here. A lot of damage coming out, kind of getting sandwiched as the Steamrollers get the height, and the mesh shield does come out from the Kingfisher, kind of blocking some damage, but everyone's kind of low with no heal beam. They're going to be stuck like this. Messes up the lock roll.
Bongo in the most horrific position imaginable. Still does a good amount of damage out of it, but gets picked off. Jacob not in a good position to cross kill. Moto trying to get this flank angle. Finds a bit of damage, but gets picked off in return as Jacob Bubbluff goes for the revive. Finds it on Bongo, but, I mean, yeah. Completely surrounded here, getting absolutely pummeled as they make their way towards this completely open cash out D.
Yeah,
on the other side here.
Which gets the money, but it does seem like even on the other side of the map, just wipes coming out. Everyone's pretty even here. We'll have to see what ends up happening. There's more cash outs, more money. See if anything slides more in one team's favor than the other. But right now, it seems pretty even. Every team within only about 5k of each other. So we'll have to see is maybe if we look at this the C point over here, they do get the plug in the I can't remember what this thing's called. This little garden
pagoda?
Garden structure. Pagoda?
Sounds about right.
Why not? Someone will correct us.
I'm thinking gondola, but that isn't correct.
Yeah, that ain't a gondola. but the big splash.
It's a lot something.
Yeah. The big splash does have the high ground here, which is great, but also the cash out is kind of hidden under that roof. So unless they have some way of easily getting down there or some mines or anything on it, it will be kind of tough to delay if anyone's on top of that. As it does seem like the Shock and Awe are coming up the zipline behind them. I don't know if they realize they're there yet.
Dome shield deployed? Very early dome shield here for Diddytron. Losing that for the next few seconds might cost them a life here. As Chico goes for this peek, gets a good amount of damage on Crooks here, but this position is really rough for them, as you can see. Getting pummeled here. Chico not in a position to go for the steal as the glitch comes out. Greg taking a good amount of punishment as well at the same time from Prede. This position is just bad. Chico gets picked off here. They have to go for this revive. They could get pushed here, but they're opting to take it slow. Although a barrel getting set off, and at the same time, the Kingfisher making their way up into this position. They don't spot Prede. Crooks and Diddytron not in a position to go for this cross kill if they don't look this way. Bongo getting absolutely shredded on the way down here though. Pushes out. Jacob Bumpfluff going for a cross kill. They find the kill. A lot of damage on Diddytron as well. Jacob just has to rotate in and get this kill, but the dome shield comes up just at the right time. Prede now going in. Tries to get some damage across. But Bongo gets revived on the other side, a gateway being set, setting them back up into a safe position, while the Shock and Awe take this opportunity to go for this cap with a dome shield from behind the cash out. Night Chemist is going to get this for free as they back out of this position. Chico glitched, but they're easily able to rotate out. Bongo maybe looking to take this. A C4 has been placed on the point. It's not a safe position as the RPG comes in and demolishes two people on the Kingfish. Bongo opting to rotate up and he gets annihilated. but this rubble and smoke is actually making it hard to defend. They're jumping in. I don't think they see Crooks at all. They do find him in the last possible second here. Delitron not in a good position to defend their teammates at all here. And they're just going to get picked up at the very end. Is an incredible third party and great opportunistic move to rotate in and take this point while these other two teams were fighting around the other side of the church.
It does seem like the Steamrollers are getting a little bit cold-feeted. Not cold-feet. They're just a bit bored. They're sitting at their cash out. No one's contesting them as a third party happening on the other cash out. Just taking some shots at the Chocomilk from a distance, but no real damage done. So the Kingfisher are probably going to go for Vault 6. And it does seem like Steamrollers are still going to get a free cash out.
Am I seeing that right? Greg has 12 eliminations?
You are seeing that right. Greg is absolutely popping off this game, as it does seem that the Chocomilk are going to contest this A point as they do come on the roof with the low gravity, kind of boning them, putting them in the air, taking some silly damage just from low gravity itself. Big splash coming in from behind as well. Greg doing quite a bit of damage to the Kingfisher, which putting them in an awkward situation as they wanted to push A point, but they can't really afford it with the health and resources right now. So they might have to just
looking to make a ground floor play in towards this point. If they're able to snatch this away, they might be able to pull the Steamroller's attention and steal it. Dixon only one on the ground floor in a relatively good position, trying to blow up this wall, but those barrels are just a bit too small. One hole has been opened, but not on both sides of the wall.
Low gravity play coming up from the Kingfisher there. They just took a huge jump pad, flying on top of the Steamrollers, doing a bunch of damage on the way down, not being seen as they were in the skybox. Causing a lot of damage and using all the resources, but not enough as the big splash going for the cap here. They're trying to stick it. The walls blow up, everyone's shooting at the one player's on the point, not enough, getting completely sandwiched. It does seem like, though, a lot of damage, but not many kills, as things only slowly get traded. This is the last point here. The double up has happened. Everyone going down. Steamroller's dead. I don't know if there's enough time to cap it as they try to stick it, but he gets off of it. It does mean that the Steamrollers will get the final point with a bunch of money, $72,500, putting them very comfortably in the lead at the moment.
That double up was pretty much an incredibly risky play there for the big splash. I'm not sure why they went for it when they could have delayed the game and gone for their own hold personally. I guess trying to see if they could pull a Greg and Ward, a Greg's team and make this move and try and go for a clutch steal at the last possible second within the chaos. But I mean, every team was staring at that cash out. Greg absolutely dominating this match, 15-3 with 8k combat score. No one else came even close. A really impressive scoring from them, but I mean, the only reason why we saw the Steamrollers have a lower kill score is just because they were ignored for so much of the game.
Yeah, for sure. There's it does seem like Steamrollers just ignored as the third party's coming out. They just got a bunch of free kills, and they probably were very dominant early on. A lot of teams just decided to not bother messing with them as they don't want to lose any opportunities themselves, but because of that, it did mean that they just got a free pass basically to the next round.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we put in the numbers, and we're gonna have to wait for the next round. We have to remake the lobby.
Oh yes, of course. Many things that need to be done here. Maybe I can handle the numbers input while you do the lobby remake.
Yeah, I did half of them.
Okay. Yep.
I put the code in the thing as well for you. And also, I'm reading and being informed that it is a gazebo, not a gondola. Gazebo.
Definitely not a gondola. Not a pagoda.
Not a gondola. It ain't taking you nowhere.
I mean, it could be taking you into the next round for Greg, for Greg's team after that hold and steal. Yeah, I also didn't input the numbers. Shit.
That's fine. I took a screenshot. I'll sort of just get in the. Can you put the code? Give it to the other players.
Yep.
Sweet. I'll just put this in here so we have evidence of it. Bum bum bum.
Heading into our second map, Vegas.
As I said yesterday, I think Vegas is my favorite map. This map is underappreciated in my books. I do say that, but it has been picked 3 times now.
It's pretty appreciated so far, I'd say.
I think I'm completely wrong. I think it's very much appreciated. We'll have to see. Yeah, the scores coming out here very even on most teams, but the top and bottom are very separate. As Callum's team got $72,500, putting them very comfortably in the lead. As the next two teams is $28,000 and $25,000 respectively, and then Jacob Bumfluff's team at the end with only $10,500. Again, especially with that double cash out we just saw, it's very easy to come back, especially with the best of free format we're running today. It's very capable for any team to come back. So I hope no one's discouraged. Hope no one's mental is completely boomed, and they can all come back and try their best and potentially, take it all. Even though the first round was pretty grim.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jacob's team especially doesn't need to take this too bad. I think they took a couple good fights, but at the end of the day, I think they were pretty much always sandwiched in rough positions, or the fights they took happened to be the ones that other people wanted to take about 20 seconds afterwards, picking them off. A lot of teams taking advantage of for Jacob Bumfluff, Mozbongo, and Moda in these positions.
Yeah, as we do have all teams in the game, so I guess we'll get started, not waste any more time. Get going into Las Vegas, our second map of this best of three. Reminder for anyone who was not here yesterday, with the way that these games work, it's a best of three, and it's whoever has the total money over all games gets to go through. The top two go through to the next bracket, and the bottom two get kicked out. So we will have to see, obviously, with the 72,000 that Callum's team had, kind of pushing them very comfortably in that lead. Coming forward, we'll have to see the map, the casino, see how much money they can wring out of this map.
I'm hoping to see no wide open cash outs or sandstorm.
No sandstorm.
No sandstorm.
It's very grim, very unfortunate.
Okay, there we go. Game having a couple hiccups for me, but as we look at the teams here, we have Zoys, Callum, and Prede on the Kingfish. The Chocomilk being Diddytron. Sorry, my bad, not Prede. Zoys, Callum, and Dixon. Whenever Dixon loads into the game. We have Diddytron, Crooks, Prede on the Chocomilk. The Steamrollers being Chico, Knight, Chemist, and Greg. And Big Splash being Jacob, Bumfluff, Moda, and Mozbongo. Although it looks like Dixon didn't load into the game.
Interesting.
We're going to have to remake if that is the case. Yeah, that's going to be something we're going to have to do.
Yeah, do I'll pause the match as we get in, and we can see. I don't believe there's a way to rejoin.
Yeah.
Custom game, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yep, we're just gonna remake the lobby here. Hopefully get the full squad in. As it looks like, actually, Dixon's internet might have died, as they are not in the VC either.
Ooh, might have cooked the bed. As we'll hopefully don't know what happened. So I'm guessing either his internet explode or somebody is beating him up currently. So hopefully it's the prior. Not the former. Yeah, maybe he's over it. Maybe he rage quit. Maybe they won the first round and they're like, listen, boys.
Yeah, I think we can skip this next one.
We can skip.
Do you want to pause this round?
I already left.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to let the teams know. This game is not happening.
I'll be back.
As we just sit here and wait for Choco and, of course, Dixon to return. Hopefully we don't run into any more of these issues again. Very unfortunate, but as we all know, Oceania internet, not the most reliable. Us being stuck in the bottom corner of the world, of course, most things just take a bit too long to get to us, and internet that doesn't absolutely suck has taken its damn time. And we still have hiccups every now and then, of course, but hopefully we get Dixon back in at some point. could be a tragic backfill. They, of course, can substitute a player in for Dixon, although these three are a solid team. What's the verdict? We're just waiting?
Yeah, well, they said they might try to get their sub in, so hopefully we can do that. Would be good. Yeah, bring his sub in. If not, I said we'll give them 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, we might just have to play anyway, as we do have other teams waiting, and we don't want everyone pushing themselves into their maybe planned time that they've already got outside of, you know, the video game.
Although, I mean, it is the final, and it is a cash event, so give yourself a bit of time on either end.
Yeah, you'd hope so. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if they just go for a substitute here. Not risking having to wait out the full timer.
Yeah, they did say they would message them, and if not, hopefully Dixon comes back. They don't know where he's gone, so it does seem like potentially a internet malfunction.
Looks like
Dixon
Dixon's
just
restarting
reset his internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of minutes, and that should be back up and ready to go shortly. Although it all depends on their ISP deciding to function.
Hello, what's going on?
Hello.
Not up. Dixon is
Dixon's
having internet issues.
exploded.
Yeah. Wasn't able to join in, load into the previous match. So it looks like they're back now. Now just waiting for them to reform their party and rejoin, and we can get straight back into it.
Oh, all good then.
Yeah.
All good.
Just a little hiccup, and a problem I'm shocked we didn't experience at all.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
At all yesterday. So good that it's being resolved this quickly. I'm just glad for that.
Yeah, not an outage or anything. It was just his internet decided to just give up on him, I guess. A bit tired.
Was Bongo in the chat saying Dixon's stealing my thing for leaving his team behind?
Professional
That's
team
pretty
leader
close.
right there, Moss Bongo. Did you see those screenshots in the server that we were posting yesterday? You need to put them in the montage, but in the timer.
Oh, true.
Yeah, have a look at them now. So I'll entertain the chat. You can just
where
have
can
a
I
look
find
at them. They should be in general in the ESC server.
Alright.
You can go in there and there's some pretty funny screenshots of some text. Potentially might have to censor some of the words, but it'd be funny. Maybe better when it's censored. So, but yeah, well, hopefully we wait for the Callum team to join back in. As soon as they get in the lobby, we'll get going. Hopefully he can pre-compile his shader pipelines reasonably quick today, but we'll have to see. Yeah. There we go. They have entered the server. I'm going to go double check because I want to make sure that they are ready to go, and then we'll get going.
I do have to say, put in for the next one, our a random guy in chat, a random guy in the general chat of the Discord sharing a lobby code that one of our teams joined. That's
gotta
absolutely legendary. Sam Gull, thank you so much. Alrighty.
All good. As we are getting going right now, we are starting the match, waiting for the server to be found, as hopefully everybody arrives. And is everyone in the server would be helpful.
Hell yeah, let's see everyone load into the game. It could be Sandstorm. We could re-roll it into Sandstorm. Another thing we have no control over is what the variant of the map is when we pick it. So team plans might be ruined. Looks like it's just going to be a stormy day.
Bit of a stormy day. Hope no contestants slip over on the clean pavement. Make sure no running on the streets, boys.
Although that center section is completely covered by that wonderful lit up roof. So.
I don't know. It is great. You never know. It might just have drops like big gutters, basically.
As our teams for this match are the Kingfish, Night Chemist, Greg, and Chico, the Shockernor with Diddytron, Prede, Crooks, the Steamrollers, Mozbongo, Wikwiji, Jacob, Bumpfluff, Moda, and the Big Splash with Zoys, Callum, and Dixon.
As we finally get into our second match of the best of 3 coming into this, we're going to see who comes out on top and if anyone can surpass the previous score that we had last round. As we can look at maybe Vault 2 here, on top of the roof, just 1 floor down, as it seems like we might have the Kingfisher and the Shockernor pushing, so the Pre-Day team and Greg's team coming in, as it does seem that Shockernor get a clear, concise first plug and a bit of time to set up, as maybe the Kingfisher get the high ground here, but no, the Shockernor get there first. They might see them on the open. This is not looking good for the Kingfisher as they're right in the open with no real way to protect themselves. Yes, a lot of damage comes out. Chico gets absolutely beamed out of his mind, and both teams fall back. Both players on the Kingfisher fall back, going for the res. Does seem like a clean plug potentially coming out from the Shockernor, but they do have to go over top of the Kingfisher. So we have to see what movement they pull out here to try to get past them. The Kingfisher do get the roof on the other side, so they might just wait patiently and wait for them to push by as a gateway is coming out to try and move Vault 2. While this is happening on the other map, it did seem like the Steamrollers did get wiped, and the Big Splash are now moving their point to B. As we look back to Vault 2, the Shockernor did gateway it. They're a bit far away. Prede very low, getting spammed from the roof, but does seem like he does get away with his life. Ooh, 1 HP, nearly gets got.
1 bullet! He manages to get out. I saw a couple no ridges there. Hey, Embark, checky PC.
Checky PC. And while this is happening, while the Kingfisher are pushing up, it does seem like the Steamrollers did get a spawn to come third party this cash out, sorry. So we're going to see how this goes. They do jump head up in a bit of a middle of nowhere, but a lot of damage does come out on top of Night Chemist. It's going to be a game of wits here to see who can play slower and who can get the third party better. As the Shockernor push up behind the Steamrollers doing a lot of damage, dropping Moda. Mesh shields coming out, bubble shields coming out, a lot of damage. They did get the John res onto Moda.
Oh, that was Jacob actually choosing to do that drop there. To pull them out of that rough position, fair enough. As it looks like maybe choosing to rotate out to avoid a third party. While
might be the right play here.
Yeah. I mean, as you said every time, this damn parking lot cash out is the most active thing on earth. Maybe you want to swing over towards this B point as Dixon caught by themselves on the low ground. Everyone low, RPG finishes off. Just Moda left alive on this team. Does a good amount of damage to Zoys, but he gets lock bolted. It's over. Absolutely shredded as we look back where a lot of poking going back and forth between the Kingfish and the Shockernor. Chico, Greg, and Night Chemist making the way across this rooftop section. So Prede coming back up on this lift has a perfect behind position, but does a bit of tickling damage, and then everyone turns around and kills him immediately. Go for this Jonathan Riz. Interesting move from Crooks, rotating around, gets RPG'd, but no one's able to chase comfortably. Prede rotating back and behind. A nice charger slam from Night Chemist takes them out. So much damage being dealt to everyone on the Shockernor as Chico finally takes the first kill. Rotates off the back, gets stuck for a bit of a second. Crooks managing to rotate down and pick him off, but Greg gets revived for the last possible second at the same time. Night Chemist dropping in, finds Crooks. Crooks has to back off. Prede also in position to shoot him in the back. Does get the shot, but Night Chemist drops and gets this kill. No time to go for this cash out, but they are going to get this team wipe. Surely, just a single more bullet, and Greg manages to reload and find it there.
It is a little unfortunate from both teams there. A little bit early feeding from the Shockernor, but other than that, the Kingfisher couldn't turn that into a cap right there. There's a bit of delay coming out, not enough snowballing to be able to push them. A bit too rusty of a fight to be able to secure that point. As both the Steamrollers get Vault 3, and it does seem like a fight is breaking out on Vault 4 as the Big Splash do open it, and the Kingfisher stuck kind of by that hotel there, and probably not going to be able to do enough contesting. As the only one to be able to do damage there is potentially Prede or Dixon with his LH1, as Greg is not on the LH1, he's on the XP50, I think. XP54, so the damage is going to be a little bit rough. I say that, but oh my god, Callum gets absolutely beamed by the Lewis gun and the F-car, but they do seem to be able to rotate this box out to C. Greg trying to do a bit of spam. We'll have to see if the medium and the heavy on the Big Splash do get caught out here. Potentially the push here could be crazy from the Kingfishers. They do decide to push across. A lot of damage coming out on both sides here. Dixon on on the dome, doing tons of
Callum
damage.
by themselves as well. With this dome shield, Dixon managing to find a kill, but he's going to get sprayed from the roof as Callum rotates around. Gets caught behind. Getting surrounded. A great movement from the big splash here. Although they were split up in a rough position, no one getting too ambitious, trying to push, waiting for the team to be in position to then take fights 2-on-1.
Yeah, even on the other side of the map, it did seem like Steamrollers got wiped again. Seems like the Chocomilk are doing really well this game. Both Big Splash and Chocomilk coming out really strong in this Las Vegas as the Steamrollers try to push over this dome here. But do get spotted. This is a really hard point to push when you're coming from the top here.
Jacob!
Movement. Yeah, massive damage.
Nice RPG into Dixon, gets him picked off for the dome. The mesh shield is going to keep him alive for a bit longer, but it gets fully burned through. Moda getting a lot of damage in return as they get this distraction, but he drops all the way down the stairs. Not able to chase down Zoids and continue this aggression. Using the gateway to get back up and in. Gets sprayed and spotted and blown the hell up. I think he may have shot that barrel himself to kill himself there. Just to get the team wipe and reset. Not giving the team a bit more time to reset and get back into this position. As we look over towards this D point, the Shotgun on the Kingfish. Duking it out on the roof here. Chico and Nightcam is somehow alive, but the charge and slam finishes off both of them. On the ceiling, Greg, the only one left up here, manages to get the pick off on the other light. Diddytron also rotating up by themselves. Greg getting another kill. Might be able to also pick off Crooks. He's
Greg's
picked off all three of the team. Diddytron, no way he goes for this cap. If he just turns around and gets a kill on Diddytron, he's going to get this cap for free. Diddytron looking to stall out here. Of course, with this dome shield, there's no way. Oh, no. Greg, I believe...
2 more seconds on that point. Greg could have easily won that, getting the kill on Diddy, being able to push that kill, and then being able to go for it, but just not quick enough. As, again, the Chocomilk and the Big Splash winning their cash outs, but this time we can see the Steamrollers might be able to open Vault 5 before anybody else, which is good for them, securing a bit of money, which is really important.
I believe
seeming to be kicking the Vault inside with the D-Mat. That's pretty funny, seeing that.
I believe the Steamrollers have opened up one vault every cycle, and that's where the majority of their money has come from. Looking at the kills, only Mozbongo has managed to find any. The rest of the team just being picked off too quickly. While we look over towards this A point where the Kingfish are set up inside, and the Chocomilk are set up on the other side, fighting each other across the section. Greg finding a kill, killing the light that threw the gateway across. They're going to snipe this 8-point, plug it for free here. Great move to intercept the Big Splash on this supposedly free rotation. Callum on the roof, smashing Moda with a couple of shots, as the Chocomilk also rotating in towards this B point. Moda in a bit of a safe position here, while the Chocomilk maybe looking to regroup first. Looks like teams rotating in towards this A point. Callum using the high ground here. But Zoi's getting jumped by the entirety of the Chocomilk in this outside position. Callum managing to steal this point as the Chocomilk actually moving in. They find a kill, and now they're rotating in towards this B point, where the Steamrollers are set up entirely above the point here. Looking to defend from a bit of an off angle and catch them, but they're outside, and other teams rotate in. The Big Splash finds them. There's a huge amount of damage. Brooks now catching them as they move inside. Moda stuck in a bad position, manages to survive a bit longer, but Dixon chases them down and finishes them off. The rest of the Steamrollers here having to run and hide against everyone. Mozbongo being shot. Dixon, the entirety of the Big Splash now finding Mozbongo after the rest of the team has been picked off. But a massive fight breaking out on this outside section. Members of the Big Splash getting picked off, but the Chocomilk at the same time also dying. Prede doing a huge amount of damage from the roof, but this leaves Mozbongo to defend for free. Moda taking the way back in, loses the fight against Prede. Mozbongo still in a fine position to defend this, although getting shot from both sides of the hotel. There's no good position for this poor man to hold from. He does have a C4 set up to try and go for this defense. Orbital lasers as well, also making the defense a bit easier, but...
does seem like the Chocomilk are all getting their reses inside the elevator as well, so they're going to be all up and ready. Coming out the elevator right on top, right next to Callum here, going for the point. Not enough time to be able to do much, but go for the point here. So to see how this goes, this teams are going to be rotated in, but the RPG will be coming out.
C4 drops, does a huge amount of damage. Crooks goes for this last second cap. RPG'd by Crooks, a nice lock bolt, but it doesn't actually achieve anything as every team bursts in at once. But the Steamrollers are going to hold this point till the end of the game. Oh my goodness. So many fights in this. just takes so damn long to finish that the winning team, although they get this team wipe, it's after the cash outs have just completed, where Steamroller's managing to secure a good amount of money. Although not having a clear lead over any other team means that they're still shockingly behind. They'll need to lead off into the final round if they want to make it through to the semifinals.
Yeah, this final round's definitely going to be a close one for all the teams. If they're actually counting how much money they've got, they're going to realize they're very close here. As almost everybody got very even scores there, coming out with 37,000, 31,000, 29,000, and 27,000, meaning that everyone is pretty equal here. And going to have to see how this goes for everybody going forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I will remake the lobby if you want to put the
money is in. Looking at the standings here, it's about the same as it was at the end of game 1. We have 2 teams in close contention. Greg and Prede's team both at Greg's team at 55,000, Prede's team at 57,000, Jacob Bumfluff's team at 39,500, and Callum's team with a very clear lead, 110,000.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a crazy upset if Callum gets out here. I think they're pretty comfortably first or second, so I think they might be going through here. But to be fair, you never know. Maybe they'll disconnect again, and they'll disconnect mid-game, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we'll have to see how this goes. But other than them, I think it's anyone's game. Of course, Jake and Bumfluff's team coming at the last place. But again, we have seen in the first round the double cash out going massive, allowing teams to get so much money to be able to force themselves forward. Yeah, we'll have to see what comes out in this last round on Cis Horizon. If you weren't watching yesterday, we played plenty of this map yesterday, as every team seems to like this map. Nice and clean, easy destruction, easy terrain, not many bumps. It's all flat and open terrain. So we'll see some more long-range fights, and also maybe some cheeky destruction coming out, dropping the point pretty easily. Not much getting in the way of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 110,000 looks insurmountable here, but I think we had a 90,000 or 80,000 win in our previous in the previous day of the event. So a team could skyrocket ahead of Callum if they're Callum's team if they falter in this Horizon. Though I wouldn't be shocked to see every team going with roughly the same strategy that they were running in the previous matches of just, let's just try and reach second, because this Callum squad is a bit too much to handle. Going for a third party on, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob's team comes out here and tries to do a double up, try to force a double up. So, because it's kind of one of those situations where they have to go big or go home.
I'm not really. If they take a clear second here with Callum's team in the lead, they're going to win. They're only just a bit under 20,000, just a bit under 10,000 behind the other teams. So a single cash out at the end of the game ahead, and they will be going through over these other teams.
And as we get into the game here, we have the Kingfisher, which is Diddytron, Crooks, and Prede, Chocomilk, Night Chemist, Greg, and Chico, Steamrollers, Mossbongo, Jacob, and Moda, and Big Splash, Zohils, Callum, and Dixon.
As we see a shift in a bit of loadouts, I believe, with a couple of these members. Crooks opting to go for the Cerberus on this map, where I think before they were running the FAMAS. Although they can be switching in-game now, of course, as we've discussed. As we look over maybe towards this number 2 vault here, out in the open, between the Big Splash and the Kingfish. Crooks,
gonna be a massive fight
first one here, but Zoys is right behind. A great RPG, does a massive amount of damage. Crooks getting stuck against the wall. DMAT not coming out in time, as Callum somehow living, using all of their shielding to keep themselves alive as Zoys comes in with the healing. Dixon on the flank, they both see him and immediately dissuade him from coming in there. Lockbolt was a bit ambitious as they try and push in. They find Diddytron, but they don't really need to push. Dixon maybe trying to get greedy here as they go for this revive. Crooks gets back in the game. RPG catches too. The Crooks Cerberus absolutely melts the medium as Dixon dropping in. A team wipe The Big Splash getting absolutely annihilated on this fight. A great charge and slam, a beautiful revive there. Getting Crooks back in the game for that insane Cerberus burst damage that completely swung it. Once they were able to isolate a player, the blender from Prede and Deditron completely annihilated anyone who tried to drop it in contest. As we move back over,
I would like to point out the Steamrollers, Jacob's team, did win that fight. They got the plug. They've switched up their comp a little bit as Motor is now on heavy and Moss Bongo is now on light. We'll have to see how this changed up, as it seems it helped them a little bit. They bet the Chocomilk team, the Greg's team, which is really good start for them, but they are seem to get spammed from the Big Splash away, and Moss Bongo's a little bit of a distance away to be able to contest the fight.
RPG whiffs.
A lot of damage comes out. Both heavies on both sides, very low, so we're going to have to see what comes out here as the Big Splash are kind of caught behind this aircon unit as they take a lot of damage trying to push up Callum using their bubble, though, blocking a lot of that damage, and Jacob taking plenty of damage in return. Let's see what happens if they take the high ground on them. This would be really good. Jump pad coming out, the block bolt coming out.
Although they're not punishing him, Jacob Bumfluff finding a good flank, does a good amount of damage to Callum and Zoys, as Dixon's looking for this chase on Jacob Bumfluff, trying to pick off that medium. But Moda peeks out, does a huge amount of damage to Callum, but he runs out of ammo just as he's about to finish off Zoys. Moss Bongo getting revived as Dixon finds the kill, and Dixon manages to finish off the rest of the Steamrollers as they move in towards this point. Now, flicking our view over towards this A point, a gateway being placed by the Chocodor, but it's a bait. They're all looking up at it, and they see a jump pad coming in. Crook's getting flanked by Greg and Night Chemist, and RPG hits out on Greg. And Chico now in a really rough position as Prede lands a massive LH1 spray to finish him off. Night Chemist and Greg now looking to drop in on Diddytron. Charge and Slam knocks them out of the dome shield. Diddytron jumping out. Night Chemist going for the chase to get this kill. Gets stuck under the stairs and picked off. At the same time, Prede looking in from above. Catches Night Chemist. A good amount of damage to contest this. This Lewis gun is nothing to scoff at as Prede takes the gateway to get back up into a safe position. Crooks now sat underneath, ready to contest with this dematerializer. As we see a third party.
I'm trying to get this point. They come in, but they do take a loss instantaneously. I don't know if there's enough time for any team to get the point here, but we'll have to see as the Chocodor are really close. But same as the Steamroller is really close, seeing if they can get anybody, but plenty of damage coming on all sides. Don't know if anyone's going to contest this. Motor taking a lot of damage, but taking one of the Chocodor out. He does have jump pad back up.
Still holding.
Coming in to contest it, stopping them from getting the cab, which would have been crazy if he got it, but it's just Motor out left on the Steamrollers. Don't know if he'll just go for the death and team life or whatever, but he does. He does just die and let his team respawn, as it seems like the Kingfisher win that point, and the Big Splash seeming to get the other point and getting the other tap on Vault 3, moving it towards D nice and early, getting the early plug and being able to set up that team quite early. As I say early one more time, I would lose my mind.
Absolutely, as it's going to be, of course, the plug for the Big Splash here, taking a massive cash lead in this opener, and no one really in a nice position to contest as the Steamrollers spawn on the opposite side of this large complex, ready to make their move out through the open. Are you sure you want to do that? I believe that was a Vantage? No, they're just rotating around here. Zoys, Dixon, and Callum did see them for a small moment, but I believe the second they realized the Big Splash was there, nah. Although a lot of people did. On the Chocodor and the Kingfish here, Greg the only one left alive for this team, looking to maybe make a play for a revive as
Seems like they might be going for a double here, trying to secure themselves
doubling up
more money.
Actually, I'd say this is a wise decision considering the state of the game. Trying to double up with the Big Splash here will mean that every team will be forced to contest. They want to knock this team out. Gets the double up, finds Dixon, but Moda getting smashed in return. Jacob Bumfluff trying for a peek from a new angle. Moz Bongo also finding a different angle as well. With this double up, everyone will converge. If the Steamrollers bide their time and enter the fight at the right moment, they could probably secure this for them and keep them in the game. As we see this fight continue here for the Steamrollers against the Big Splash, I believe Dixon backing off.
Yeah, Dixon backing off here, but a lot of teams just waiting for this third party. Kingfisher literally AFK as the Shotgun will take this high ground, doing a lot of damage on the big splash. The Steamroller is still on the bit on the side. It's a bit too far away to try and get any cap, but they are doing a lot of damage. Big splash probably not going to be able to defend if they need to. So maybe the Shotgun are just going to get this point for free, which is great for Grixie. They're going to be happy, but the Steamrollers are not allowing it as they get in there. Another team's might contest. He's sticking on the point. Jacob trying to defend him, trying to do enough damage. All the players they get completely melted while standing in front of Moda. Not enough, but Mosbongo might just try to go
going for the cap. Now pretty ambitious. Gets double dropped by Crooks. Another cancel here. Night Chemist going for the cap, but here's the entirety of the Kingfish to keep the big splash, securing this cash out. A nice idea, but it just took too damn long for teams to show up. I think they could have gone for that move a lot earlier. The second that people dropped out, they shouldn't have gone for a chase on any of those kills and gone straight for that cap. But I mean, hindsight's of course 2020.
Yeah, I think that was actually not a bad play from the Steamrollers, because the team that got it was the Callum team that already had a bunch of money, so it actually doesn't affect much of the standings. It kind of just forces everyone else to be close. And it does seem like the Kingfisher do go down to the big splash here on the Vault 6. Vault 5 coming over here, but it does seem like both the Shockanaw and the Steamroller are going to get caught in the open. Who has the better aim here is going to be the question. It seems like Moda gets absolutely beamed, stuck in the open, doesn't get the bubble down in time. It seems like the Shockanaw are just going to take this pad and get up to Vault 5 as the Steamrollers have to back out. Mosbongo kind of separated from his team. Might be trying to go for a steal and a plug on C. I don't know if he'd be able to get there in time, though. It's a bit too far away. It's really curious what the Steamrollers team's going to be able to do coming back, but
I think another double up should be in the cards for them. They really want to intercept this 5 Vault and bring it in. They want either one team to have a huge lead or for them to take this final cash out to ensure their passage through as the Shockanaw getting picked off here. Night Chemist, not the last left alive, but Greg running around with this Vault gets picked off. Looks like the Kingfisher also have roughly the same idea. Well, the Diddytron completely by themselves. This Dome Shield manages to keep them alive, but Jacob Bumpluff manages to get this cross kill, but at the same time, Mosbongo getting picked off by Prede on the back doesn't get spotted as they're hiding in this back corner. Gets spotted by Jacob Bumpluff at the same time now. Diddytron being revived, but Crooks with this Cerberus not able to contest.
Mines. Oh my god. The canister going into the mines, doing almost completely wiping the Steamrollers by itself. Only Moda by himself, but the Cerberus takes him out. That is unfortunate, but everyone will have time. This is the last cash out, so everyone will be running towards C. Does seem like the big splash are trying to intercept this point, though.
Kingfish looking to stall. If they hold on to this, they will win if the big splash hold on to this final cash out. Banking on their opponents being the best team in the game and just holding this vault for as long as they can. Looks like the Shockanaw have caught on and are now moving in, but the Kingfish can run this in circles as long as they want. RPG hits Brooks, but doesn't hit Diddytron, this Vault carrier, as Prede tries to dissuade them. A good amount of damage onto Night Chemist. It looks like the Steamroller is actually making the play in for this point. Rushing across here, Mosbongo leading the charge. It's going to run into Callum, who spots them immediately. A couple pops coming out, but this push is slow. Moda chucking out the Dome Shield before a fight begins. Callum getting a 2-man lock vault in this position. They are relatively safe here, but they need to start making their move in within the next 10 seconds. Otherwise, they will not be able to cap this. Doys, Callum, and Dixon with this firing squad are going to keep this here. On the other side, it looks like the Shockanaw was also wiped out, but this is going to be the end of the game here. A nice play coming out from Diddytron, Prede, and Brooks to keep this point and not let anyone else even begin to have a lead as we finish this off.
Yeah, it was a very close match there, coming down to the wire, but it didn't seem like any team could crawl their way up. As it did seem the only two that got through, as we do double check the listings, because we have been wrong in the past. I didn't make sure you don't leave the scoreboard. I missed it.
Yep, I'm on it.
Oh, I got it. We're good, actually. I lied. Big fat liar.
Choco, of course, not being a very trustworthy caster. Let's have a look at these scores. So 66,000 for the big splash. Zoy's, Callum, and Dixon just way ahead of the pack. The Kingfish in second place for this one. Prede's team taking home 24,000. And Jacob Bumfluff, the Steamrollers, not being last place in this one, getting 12,000, but it's not enough to get them ahead of Greg's team, even though they were in dead last with 4,500. Final scoring.
You go for
being
it.
Callum's team in the lead, $176,000 after this final round. In second place, we have Frede's team with 81,000. In third, we have Greg's team with 59,500 and Jacob Bumfluff's team with 51,500. So Greg's team and Jacob's team, of course, being knocked out of the event. Frede and Callum's team moving on into the semi-finals.
Yeah, as we go forward, that's GG to everyone playing good games coming out from all players. Greg kind of pulling it out, but his team can't push just enough. Oh, wait. No, wait. Am I wrong? I'm wrong.
What do you believe you're wrong about?
I posted the wrong thing. We're good. We're good. We're good. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Are you boys gonna give 5 minutes?
Yeah, we'll give 5 minutes. So who got through? Oh no.
Teams going through are pretty clear. It's Prede and...
Yeah, sorry, I just wrote the wrong thing and I'm fucking silly.
It's
Don't
all
worry.
good. As you wanna start up the next...
Yeah, I'll start up the next game for everybody. Making sure we can get everyone in and ready to go. If you want to do map picks, Lloyd.
Let's run off a quick second, but...
Good.
Yeah. Just looking at the semi-finals here, our teams have been decided for this final round of Crash Out. I'm crashing out.
You're crashing out. I'm crashing out.
Of Cash Out here, we have, of course, Coco Jambo being Tomb, Mogmaru, and Centaur. We have Sirius's team, Very Serious, Maximum, and Selexi. And our two teams coming through, we have Frede, Crooks, and Diddytron, and Callum, Dixon, and Zoys making their way in from losers round 2 to get to this final cash out round, the semi-finals, before we head into our grand. So, setting up this next lobby, we're going to be, of course, going through another set of 3 maps here to determine our 2 final round teams who will be performing later tonight. Yeah, anything that stood out to you in that those previous games there, Choco, that you wanted to shine some light on?
I did like the Steamrollers swap where Moda went on heavy and Mossbonga did go on light. Did seem to work out a little bit better than them than before, but just wasn't enough. They couldn't really secure
Too little too late, I feel.
Yeah, a little too late. A bit too much of a switch up in the last round. But my god, I would like to point out Greg kind of completely diffing some other lights, diffing other players, almost like winning 1v3s, 1v4s. Man was going crazy, but unfortunately couldn't get enough cash for his team just off his kills. Do need to play as a team and win those cash outs kind of close as the other two teams, the Callum team and the Prede team, just too strong, just completely dominating, especially that second match. Completely owning it and getting that double cash out early in the first round was just almost secured them the victory.
Yeah, I mean, a last-ditch effort really with that double up from the Steamrollers. I understand why you make that play, but I mean, with it not working out, they were thinking too much about winning a fight instead of winning the cash out. I feel like, you know, sometimes you just got to realize that you're going to get diffed if you try and take this fight with these guys. Let's just stay as a clump and move it on that cash out when we think it's open. And I mean, they Greg's team almost actually got it when they moved in, but it was just a couple seconds off. Oh no, sorry, Moda actually almost got it. They were just a couple seconds off. I think if they entered that area, no one would have been in a nice position making that move.
Yeah, I do like to think that on Sis Horizon, the double up that happened, I do think Steamrollers could have had a play where they ran in there and dropped it. They did have the dematerializer. They could have dropped it like 2 free floors and forced every other team to come to them. They kind of did that, but in the I don't even know where it is, the like little theater like stairwell that they have that the cash out was in, it's just too open. Everyone opened it up.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think they could have tried moved it. They could have tried manipulated the point a little bit to try force themselves to get at least an extra second or two, because that's probably all they needed. They did jump on point. Moda held the point for a good 4 or 5 seconds. 2 more seconds would have been just enough to be able to get that point, being able to drop it. Nobody was in position if they dropped the point there. So maybe rotating underneath or jumping in and just instantly dematting it down could have been great. But we'll have to, unfortunately, did not work out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, another thing that I would like to point out, me being completely unbiased, Winchclaw should have seen a bit more usage. If you're looking to go for these steal plays and not really go for intense fights, the Winchclaw is by far your best option. You could easily yoink the point out of the position that they were ready to defend it from and goo off any ways that they would try and come in as a sort of last-ditch desperate defense and go for these steals. But of course, teams wanting to play the more fight-centric meta, playing these SA-12s, playing these mesh shields and charge and slams, not giving them nearly as many options for more creative cash-out attacks.
Yeah, we do seem to... Ploy needed a little bit of a break. He might have gone bullet, so we're going to have to wait a little bit for these pick bands to come out, as we're going to have to entertain the chat while we wait for these to happen. I might try recruit myself to go in and do it. We'll have to see.
It might be worth you going for a Choco, just giving people... It would be nice if our TOT was all here at all times, but of course, boy, just big chillin' here. Probably at work as we speak.
Or on the toilet, probably that. That is his work. Just sits on the toilet, bro. Anyway, yeah, I might have to go do this. All right. Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay. All teams, of course, in the lobby. We are ready to go whenever this pick band phase finishes. Okay. I'm not too certain of how I want to stall this out any longer. Still no Monaco. I really want to see Monaco. I feel like of the maps you'd want to pick in this scenario, Monaco is probably a not the most polarizing map without suspended structures being in play. One that I feel very comfortable playing most loadouts on. A nice mix of these long-range rooftop fights, horrible positions along the floor, and absolute chaos inside the buildings that really leaves any option open for whatever you feel is the most sort of comfortable route to take to win. I think, especially in the cash-out format, not thinking about the final round loadout at all, a lot more options are available to you than you think. I think maybe yesterday we saw Ward running smoke grenades on the heavy to try and open up points in chaotic situations by just completely smoking them out and making them nearly impossible to see where an opponent may be capping from. And this netted them a couple of interesting points where they looked like they may have had a chance, but usually in those scenarios that smoke grenade didn't actually get them the point where I think multiple teams were just spraying into the smoke and enough shots landed on usually Ward going for the cap that those ideas didn't work out. But I mean, smoke grenade in general, not the worst idea for trying to go for this cash out attack, where if you're up against a team that you think you will just lose gunfights to, forcing them to play in bad situations and take fights when it really doesn't seem like they have any advantage, it might just be the way to go. We're using a lot more explosives to drag them through, dematerializing to make the angles they thought were safe dangerous. You see, even the teams that didn't get through here were taking advantage of those and somehow winning fights against players that I really do believe were just absolutely like a level above. So, I mean, if you're thinking purely about the win, trying to get more creative and not relying on purely the gunfights is the way to go. So, I mean, if man shoot good, man probably going to win anyway. Yeah.
Has Choco got the map bans under control?
Choco's running map bans right now, since you're not here.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. I mean,
Final four.
Yeah, we're into our final four. I think, I would say as expected based on our seeding, our final four being Coco Jambo, Tomb's team, Sirius, Sirius's team, Prede, and Callum, leading the charge. Where, I mean, Greg's team put up a hell of a performance in these games, where losing out in round one, in game one, if I go back to the bracket here, was what we expected, but their performance to push through round after round to get here was pretty impressive. Just taking fights where you don't expect them to win, pulling out victories, having some very, very greedy chases and pushes that, you know, you'd think would cause them to be punished substantially more than they are, but instead their calculated, greedy aggression manages to sort of serve them well and find, you know, good, how'd you say this? Absolutely pick apart a defense on a difficult push.
What do you think on the weapons that have been used so far, Fools?
We've seen a lot more variety at the very start that's been whittled down. I think now we're seeing very few weapons being picked up by players. I think we're pretty much every single team is running LH1 on their light. Every single team, although I guess we're seeing Cerberus out of Crooks on Prede's team, serving them very, very well on these defensive plays, being able to absolutely blitz anyone who tries to peek in for these points. But it's mostly, we're seeing FCAR, we're seeing the Shack, and a bit of Lewis gun, but the Shack and the SA-12, we're seeing Mesh Shield. For the most part, there isn't much variety heading into these final round, into this final set of cash out rounds.
Do you reckon the outcomes earlier on in the tournament may have been different than if players had stuck to more of a conventional use of what is good and what isn't with their synergies, for example? Like at the moment we've got Serb, SA-12, double barrel, obviously, sort of like the close smash and dump strategy. Do you reckon that would have changed the outcome?
I do think so. I think teams leaning into more specialized strategies might be a better way of playing this, where, you know, trying to be a generalist and taking every fight you can, trying to win every fight you take, and taking every fight you can is something that I don't think serves you the best in this mode, where being able to take on and make scenarios the right ones, for your team to do better than any other loadout might be a more favorable option. Although, of course, going for the most reliable, going for your old reliable of just the best gun in the set is, of course, going to be preferable for consistency. But I mean, as players get a bit more experience working together as teams, I really think these more specialized loadouts are going to be preferable.
Well, we might see a change next season. If we have the opportunity to run the tournament again next season, I've heard in chat that we'll be able to use the ranked format, meaning that players won't be able to swap weapons, and there will be the loss bonus for team wipes. and people will probably be more familiar, with the HML format moving into that season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, especially with HML format, having sort of locked in loadouts will mean. I guess locked in loadouts are another reason why you'd want to hold on to the same generalist loadout and just you'd play for a strategy instead of having everything in your kit designed for it.
Alright, I have the maps here.
Okay.
So we are playing, first off, we're playing Cis Horizon again. Second, we are playing Vegas. And third, we are playing Skyway Stadium.
Okay, another Cis Vegas set. Okay, without further ado, I think we should just head straight into it.
Yeah, get going. As we'll get it all sorted, all the map picks done. Sorry for the delay again, folks. As yes, very professional here. Very this is definitely my 9 to 5 here, as you can tell.
Yeah. Okay, heading into our first map, Cis Horizon. An absolute community favorite here, as we've seen it in every single set so far.
I think every team voted for it.
That's awesome.
So every team wanted Cis Horizon.
Yeah. I mean, everyone wants Cis Horizon until they get the middle of the open cash out.
Yeah.
Alright, as you want to do the teams?
Yeah, we'll do the teams coming out. So first we've got the Kingfisher, which is Diddytron, Preday, and Crooks. The Shock and Awe, Centaur, Mogamaru, and Tomb. Steamrollers, Zohils, Callum, and Dixon. The Big Splash, which is Sirius, Slixie, and Maximus.
Absolutely. Heading into, of course, Horizon, no randomization. I think that may be another reason why teams pick it. There's no chance for any damn suspended structures to ruin the fun. No moving platforms to completely change how the game works. So completely understandable that you would want to go for a consistent map here. As looking over towards this number 2 cash out, number 2 vault. Although, never mind, I'll swap over to number 1 as a fight is breaking out immediately. Kellen taking a good amount of damage. The mesh shield comes up and Zoe starts going for the healing beam. As Dixon gets absolutely annihilated by Slixie on this LH1. Zoe's taking a fight with Slixie, does a good amount of damage to him, and now Callum going for the revive with the dome shield. RPG drops for the... goodness me, the revive does come out, but at the same time, Zoy's gets picked off, and Dixon now being hard chased. Zoy's doesn't actually get picked off, he bails and moves back. RPG as well onto Slixie, but choosing to take the fight, Callum with 1 health left, a team wipe, going to come out onto the Steamrollers immediately here. On the other side, we see the Shock and Awe getting a good amount of kills, matching the gold gotten by the Kingfisher here, but this Kingfish team winning the fight and now going for this plug onto this A cash out.
We have to see, but as we look at bead point here, it seems that the Shock and Awe got a good spawn on this cash out in the open, so they might be able to catch this Big Splash in the open. Slixie on the roof, though, is a bit of a menace with his LH1 and Invis. They seem to be trying to push him. The Big Splash pushing the left side, though, a bit separated. Slixie just making a run for it, trying to just live for his living, which is a very smart play here, not trying to feed or do anything spicy. They just need to wait, as this point is in the middle, as I said, so this is a really hard point to push if you don't have early picks or early positioning on the enemies, but it does seem that the Big Splash have a really good position here. The high ground on the other side, just allowing them to play really slowly here. Not much that the Shock and Awe can really do here. Kind of just having to wait. Big Splash being aware they actually don't have to do anything. They can just wait until they push forward and jump off, which just seems like Tomb might be looking to do it with his gateway. He has it set up, but I don't know what he's waiting for here.
Slixie creeping in on the back here, trying to find an angle to start smashing Centaur and Mogamaru. Spots Tomb. Here comes the gateway to push across to the rest of the team. Mogamaru taking a massive amount of damage, but Sirius also getting sprayed in return. Mesh shield comes up to try and save the life of Centaur, goes for this push. Manages to pick off Sirius, but at the same time, Slixie finds the back of the team. Centaur grabbing one of the bodies and going for a revive in this safe position. But at the same time, Maximus and Sirius getting the whole team up, ready to go. Maximus dropping in immediately, trying to maybe look for a cross kill here, but Centaur and Mogamaru managing to back out and just hide in this position as we reset back up to the funny cube.
Maybe we run out to A point here and see what's happening. As that point slows down, does seem the Steamrollers are on the A point, 3v1 as they try to stop the cap. Doesn't be able to get it. It does seem like Steamrollers did end up winning this fight over here and getting the A point, which is very good for them. Getting plenty of kills and plenty of coins from this cash out. Going great, going to be able to rotate and get the next block before anything happens. We look back at B point while things are happening. Fight is breaking out as everyone teleporting on top of the B point. You see what comes out here. There's a lot of damage. A lot of Cerberus shots and mesh shields are all used. Damage coming out. It does seem like the shock and all go down pretty comfortably as the big splash just being able to secure that point so easily. That point is almost impossible to push when you're playing against a good team. It's just very unfortunate for them, but it does seem like the Steamrollers are getting both touches here, touching the 3 point. And actually has a gateway on it, and they touch the 4 point. So I don't know if they're going to try and move the 4 point here, or if they're just going to...
Better just to get out with the gateway, but the points were dropped off that gateway. There's no way in hell that they're going to be doubling up here, as they abandon both points, trying to rotate back towards 3 as 3 got dropped. They don't really have anything here. Callum shielding the wrong direction here as they're getting sandwiched between the Shock&Awe and the Kingfish. Taking a good amount of damage. RPG comes out, and here comes the SA-1216 from Mogmaru. Charge and Slam as well coming through. A nice lock bolt onto Centaur, but it doesn't achieve anything as they're completely surrounded. Dixon, the only one left alive on the squad. Maybe looking to sneak back up and go for a revive while invisible. But this fight was pretty much a complete waste here, as now we see the Kingfish trying to move this point. Crook's getting absolutely blasted in this position. Trying to demat in. Centaur getting a good amount of damage in response, but also getting pumped. A gateway takes it back, but the Steamrollers are in position. Looking to get a revive. They end up having to drop it here. Absolutely obliterated on the Shock&Awe. They do get the plug.
They get in. They only have 2 players here. I don't know where the third one must have coined. Yeah, here he is coming in. Now the medium coming from behind. I would like a bit more intensity. I know that they're down 1 player, but they have to kill. They have the time. And now it seems like maybe the Shock&Awe's player, yeah, he did end up coining. Taking a little bit too long, as now it's 3v3. Coming in, trying to get a lockbolt off here. Deciding just to rotate and get the point. But the Kingfisher coming in from the other side. Gonna wait for this third party and push it. This is going to be a hectic point here. Trying to cap this is going to be really hard for the Steamrollers. They might need to drop this and put this into an awkward situation to be able to cap it.
For someone to die?
But the Shock&Awe right above the Kingfish. If they make too much noise, they're going to get spotted from this team. The tension here is crazy. Every team is 1 wall away from each other as the fight's going to happen right on top of the Kingfisher's head. As they push in, they try to find them. They think they find them, not enough.
No one looking out.
This is crazy. I don't know what game we're watching, but this is so intense.
Making their move is the second the fight breaks out. This Kingfish team...
Everyone in the sky, a lot of damage coming out, but everyone's all separated here. Everyone's all taking their own separate fights. A lot of damage coming out on Callum, but completely destroying him. The Kingfisher is spotted, is trying to get the kills now. There's still plenty of time for the cash out. Any team can win this, as it does seem the lockbolt comes out on Diddytron, getting the kill. The goo kind of missing, but Kingfisher on the point, trying to just stick it. This is going to definitely work for the Kingfisher. Kingfisher playing this really well here, as it seems like the Shock&Awe, since there's only 1 up, have to run away. Tomb's the only one dead, does get team wiped. And the defib does come out for the Steamrollers. This is very much winnable for the Steamrollers. It's going to be very tough to kind of get in straight away and try cap this point when there are gas mines and everything on it. Hopefully no one pops this. They probably demat it down, I would guess they do, and the fight commences as the gas mines do come out, kind of blocking the cap. If it's happening, nothing's really used here. Dixon taking a little bit of damage. Another drop comes out as the Kingfisher are bottom floor. Gonna be able to probably get this point, but seeing who wins the fight is a potential. Medium goes down on side of Steamrollers, a lot of damage. The lockbolt comes out, does a lot of work there, sticking the players. It does seem the Kingfisher going to win this point. Good play from the Kingfisher there, just really taking their time during that point.
Go with the Vault A, and we have a big fight breaking out between the Shock&Awe and the Big Splash as... Oh my goodness, that entire mesh shield disappeared in a second, and the player died as well. Quickly getting charges down by Mogmaru.
He's crazy.
Oh my goodness, how does he get away with that? Shock&Awe losing all of their players within seconds of each other there, as Slicksy manages to secure a few cross kills as the rest of their team is getting picked apart. Manages to get the team wipe here as they move maybe towards point B, as the Steamrollers looking to position their way in here. Low gravity kicks in, making this rotation just a bit slower than maybe they'd like it to be. as Volt does get delivered to point A at the same time, giving us our final time here of an extra 47 seconds.
Lockbolt comes out completely, sticking him. Can't really secure much damage. The Cerberus does tons of damage on the side of the Steamrollers there, but the Heaviest does come out. The SA-12 completely melting the light. No boxes being collected here. The D50 does come out on the side of the Steamrollers. The RPG completely destroying the medium. The point might be taken here, but worth to see. A lot of damage on both sides. Dixon getting completely destroyed by the Slixie. Steamroller's looking pretty grim here. Half HP on both sides. Not much abilities left as well, but the Heavy gets crossfire, completely destroying him. Slixie 1v2. Going in half HP. Not looking good for him as they do pick up the last kill on the Big Splash. Completely securing that point for themselves. Good play from them.
Steamroller's Gambit managing to pay off here, going for this intercept. The fight was a scrappy, absolute mess, but they do manage to pull it off. As Toon looking to maybe spring a trap here with a gateway with the rest of the team. Ends up backing off.
This team seem to be wide, and they're going to be rotating, I think, after the coins. I don't know if they're going to re-aggress on A. They might do here, as it does seem like Negamaru is coming in. They're all coming in nice and slowly. Plenty of time on this point to see what ends up happening. Playing from underneath, did not know that the Kingfisher also playing underneath. This fight's going to be pretty grim as the goo does come out, completely blocking up that bubble shield, making it almost useless, which is very unfortunate for them. Some DMATs coming out. They're going to try DMAT the side wall here, opening it up, but the barricade is blocking all the sidelines. Looking a little grim. A lot of damage coming out.
Oh, what a charge is like from Mogmaru! Amazing RPG, picks off 2 of them. Now chasing down Diddytron to get the finish. Tomb just has to rotate up and get this last kill as Mogmaru using this distraction from the dematerializer to charge and slam in through the wall and capture the entire team in a massive, devastating push as we look back towards the Steamrollers side. On this point B, Big Splash having 2 of their players dead, very serious, the last one alive, trying to maybe make a last second push, but there's absolutely no way. 10 seconds left in the game. The Steamrollers managing to defend against what we believe to be the best team here, the Big Splash, in pretty decisive fashion here. As we finish off our first round.
Fights themselves are pretty decisive, but if we look at the scoreboard and how much money each team got, they're all like reasonably close to each other. We do see the top team and the bottom team kind of being separate, but it's like a ladder coming all the way up, every team getting their own slice of the pie, meaning that coming into these next rounds, it's almost anyone's game. As we set up to see what scoreboard comes up here, that'll be very interesting. A look here, we do have on the Steamrollers the top team, Callum's team, coming out strong, coming from the loser bracket and winning this first round. As we can see, almost everybody on their team equal stats, 4 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills, and almost the exact same on the other side on the assists. Damage equal, everything has been equal, but playing really well as a team. We look at the Big Splash next up, Slixie with the 9 kills, going crazy for his team, securing a lot of kills, winning those fights that need to be won, but are coming out second there, working very well too. Shokanor next, we got Sentao and Megamaru, 6 kills each respectively, doing really well there. But not being able to secure enough points is the same as the other teams. And Kingfisher at the bottom, even though they had that great third-party play they got, securing them at least in the running for these next matches. Stats looking a little bit weaker than the other teams, but we never know. Again, the Diddytron Prede Crooks team did look pretty strong in the lower bracket final, so we'll have to see what comes up here.
Absolutely.
Into the next match.
A very, very close first game here. You'd expect one team to decide, we probably shouldn't take a fight with these other guys, but everyone here is bold. They're taking fights with everyone. I really think, I really don't know who was going to win any of these fights here. You'd expect us to have a bit of a clearer idea of who's on top, but so far it seems like the teams who manage to get these plugs are the ones who have this advantage playing from the defense point of view. They're not crunched for time. They can play as long as they want, make the fight as messy as they want, and as long as one of their players is still alive to defend, they can probably secure it. So, teams looking to intercept before it is plugged seems to be the way that teams are going for.
Yeah, it's looking this semi-final round is looking crazy right now. It could be any team's game. As we will give the code out to the team captains, let them join up as we go forward into Las Vegas, our second map of the best of 3, seeing who gets the most money. While we wait for these teams to join in, just in case you're new here, the way that these games work is it's whoever has the most total cash after these 3 matches go through. The top 2 going through into the finals, the grand finals, I believe. Yeah, we're going straight to the grand finals after this. So whoever wins these 2 matches, wins these 3 matches and coming out on top will go through to the grand finals, and the bottom 2 team unfortunately being kicked out, making their way forward to the semi-finals, but stumbling at the end. So we'll have to see what comes through and who has the most money by the end of it, because obviously money's all that matters. It does mean that it's a little bit different than a point system, or a little bit different than your typical World Tour, where sometimes it's worth kicking out. Sometimes it's worth kicking out one player, or securing yourself in second instead of and letting another team get through. The problem there is if you're not forcing yourself to be comfortable with your money, then you could easily get kicked out yourself, as it's multiple rounds, not just one. So teams have to take a lot more time to strategize and use their noggins to be able to understand how much money is needed.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a pretty general feel, provided that you know sort of the windows here. You say, like, I guess we're currently 1 cash out behind. We have to win 1 cash out more than the opponents in this next game to get ahead of them in the total. In the match total. As we have all the players here, we are ready to go.
And we will get started going straight in
to our game 2 on Vegas. Exciting stuff here. Yet another Sis Horizon Vegas. Let's see if these play out any differently. Of course, Vegas having the infamous parking lot cash out, where at minimum 3 teams show up to fight. Could be Sandstorm though. Still has the parking lot in Sandstorm, funnily enough. It's one of the few parts of the map that stays about the same. Looks like it's not Sandstorm. I hype it up every time, and going in here.
It's worth the hype. I would love to see it on a stage like this, to be able to see how Sandstorm changes the game. Coming in, if you want to announce the teams, go for it.
Alrighty, we have the Kingfish with Zoys, Callum, and Dixon, the current leading team. Up next is the Shogunor, Centaur, Mogumaru, and Toom, the Steamrollers with Maximus, Selixi, and Sirius, and the Big Splash with Diddytron, Frede, and Crooks. As we make our way in here. Not many changes, I believe, are going to come through. All teams are probably going to run roughly the same things. A lot of the ideas that work on ideas and compositions that work on Sis Horizon are also pretty nice in Las Vegas as well. As we look towards this number 1 vault, Crooks gets the tap before anyone else, but Maximus making their way up to the roof. Diddytron and Frede do manage to see him. Frede comes up invisible. I don't think they notice him, although they do now. Couple of shots, and now this RPG opens up the ceiling. This upper position is not nearly as is not very favorable for this Big Splash, as they just opt to get the hell out of there. They are going to grab this vault and make their move. Selixi trying to rotate across and cut them off from above, trying to blow up the wall in the floor to then drop down and chase. As
Shogunor showing up for the third party, completely destroying Maximus, who was alone. His team seemed to separate a little bit. Shogunor might have got wiped early on the other side of the map, trying to get this plug and stealing it from them. It seems like Toom has stole the point, as the rest of the fight does come out as a Big Splash. Do wipe a lot of the Shogunor. Shogunor almost all dead, except for Toom. Going to go plug the point. But we do see the Steamrollers coming in here, fighting the Big Splashes. So abilities have already been used on the Big Splashes. Not looking very good for them as they come in. A lot of damage coming out. Both sides looking very low. Only one left. Crooks up by himself.
Sirius looking the wrong way as he enters through, but luckily Maximus has the heal beam behind him, making that not a free kill for Crooks in that position. As they make their way up towards this B point, it looks like Callum, Dixon, and Zoys are going to be abandoned for now. We'll see with the Big Splash spawn, likely going to be contesting there. But I mean, I believe for the Shogunor, because of this plug, no one else is in a good position to defend this. It's just Toom. As Maximus makes their way, charging in and across, breaking the zipline immediately. And I guess trying to shoot out part of this, going for an immediate steal here. No one's in a good position to defend this. They're just too damn slow, looking for the RPG, but there are multiple layers of the ceiling they have to break through if they want to reach it, and it's going to be a free steal for the Steamrollers, netting them an extra 1,000. They look to maybe drop through with a jump pad. A bit ambitious here as they move up. Tomb comes in. Good RPG, does a good amount of damage to Sirius. Mogmaru also contesting with a massive amount of damage. Charge and Slam doesn't land, but at the same time they drop down. They find the medium. Sentao rotating up and out, but Mogmaru finds the kill onto Slixie as Chocomilk managing to use the Chaos and crunch down onto the Steamrollers and get this free steal. On the other side, we look over towards this A point, of course, the infamous parking lot point, going to be dropped by, my goodness me, I thought there was a thermal ball. On the other side, we see Dixon rotating in, trying to get a kill, does a good amount of damage. If they run in with this call, they try and go for a lock bolt, but everyone has dropped out via this dematerializer. Diddytron in a nice position, but they're just going for this revive. Zoe's also low. Maybe they want to just hold this by the time.
It seems like they're taking the elevator on the outside as they come up here. Diddytron with the RPG, dropping Callum down, means the team's kind of separated here. Both teams now on the point. Taking the fight down below by himself. The medium on the Big Splash does go down, as it does seem like the Kingfisher playing well as a team. Coming as a close. Diddytron caught out by himself. 3 days last one alive, and just getting caught out himself. All going down slowly as it seems like the Kingfisher can secure that point for themselves.
On the other side here, we see Steamrollers trying to make a play in towards this point. They end up getting wiped because they're just so crunched for time. They have to take these more unfavorable fights, and Mogmaru Centaur, although they lose their light in Tomb, they still manage to find the kills across the across this point and secure it for themselves, now making their way over towards number 3 vault, as number 4 is tapped by the Callum team. Chocomilk taking the early lead here by 3 kills. While Callum is always making this move, opting to move out. Gateway gets removed by this glitch nade as they move with their own gateway, looking to also go towards C anyway. I mean,
seems like a big fight going to be happening on C here, because we do have the Steamrollers coming this way as well. I'm really curious what's going to happen as the teleport is going to come out. Both teams rotating. Kingfisher right there. They're going to have to move the point manually. They might have messed up that gateway, as it does seem Dixon's just carrying the point manually. Manual labor coming out, but Steamrollers completely have this point locked down. And then even the Big Splash underneath going to catch out. Huge third party, huge chaos is going to break out right here. It seems like the catches a little damage. Best lock ball I've ever seen. Catches the box even, but it does seem like the Steamrollers coming from behind. Huge RPG, huge damage. Everyone's dying on the Big Splash. Not enough sustained there. Only one up is the medium on the Kingfisher does go down, and it's just Callum alive by himself does go down. Massive play from the Steamrollers, nice and sneaky. Coming in the perfect time, getting massive RPG value and lockbolt value on the other side.
Setting up a C4 jump pad underneath the point to delay for as long as possible. When of course that cash out is dropped, it's going to go straight back up. As we see the first team respawn here, it's the Big Splash coming over towards this D point. Also, the Kingfish behind them, also in position to fight this. They look like they're taking the high ground first and then making their move across. They're going to be sort of side by side, although they're moving directly over top. They're going to be harrying this. Brooks makes a peek and they immediately make their way out. Jump
pad does come out complete, destroying one of the Big Splash players. Big Splash now kind of separated, but the Kingfish on the high ground doing a lot of damage now, pushing in Zohills, coming in. Does seem like Mogamaru's caught out a little bit there. Kind of on the point. They still have the point. Not much time with 3 teams here. It's going to be hard for anybody to cap. It seems that they're all playing close. Big Splash kind of all regrouping. Might have to rotate out as the Kingfisher on the roof, having a great sight on this point. But not much ability to cap. Sentao kind of flank a little bit. A lot of damage coming out on Tomb. Tomb 1 HP. He does trade for it. He does get the other light. The double does come out, but not enough time to probably cap, as he does try to go for the cap, but he does get delayed, and it does seem like Mogamaru does die for this cap. I say that, but it does seem like Kingfish doing a lot of damage. One player, 2v1, but both the 2 and 1 unfortunately does go down. The Kingfisher does get the
on
point.
The other side of the map, we see a fight between the Steamrollers and the Big Splash. Prede, I believe the last player alive for his team, looking to make this absolutely legendary comeback, running Sirius in circles, but I mean, you're one down, the rest of the team can just focus on regrouping, and this SA-12 mesh shield is just so hard to fight 1v1. Steamroller's going to be holding this after a nice intercept and steal on this D cash out. Now both teams converging in on this 5-point.
They seem like they're going to get there first, but they're definitely spotted by Dixon. I don't know if Dixon got spotted here. He might have. The Kingfisher might be just taking the zip all the way to the top, but it seems like the Steamrollers have the exact same idea. I don't know if they're going to see it coming. The Kingfisher need to be aware they might be on these stairs or a floor below, but it doesn't seem like they're being very aggressive. They might just have a gateway on the point. They do, so they're just going to gateway this point towards D, and I think the Kingfisher are aware of that, and they're rotating themselves over to A to try to steal a plug. As it seems like the Steamrollers get a free plug over there, but over by number 6 here, it does seem like the Chocomilk are getting caught out, quite separated. It does seem like Centaur is going down here. Tomb doing a lot of damage to Diddytron, not enough though. They do have the gateway up, but does die. Gets absolutely destroyed. Great mechanics coming out. The Kingfisher are being a little bit greedy, going straight in to get that point. Definitely gets punished for it, but it does seem like Kingfisher do have the high ground here, but Dome Shield comes out. The longer range from Mars from the medium on the big splash, really doing work at this ranges. Callum getting caught out. No mesh shield, gets almost destroyed. Mesh, the dome shield comes out too. Kind of just delaying for no reason here. Maybe trying to steal the plug from this team, but it's going to be very hard to do as they try to peek, but they're just getting absolutely minced every time they peek these players. Crook's just pressing W straight through from the wall. Callum got the point, trying to put it in. He does get the plug, almost makes the whole thing worth it. Does almost wipe for him, though. California going down, which is probably good for them. Trying to reset. Dixon does coin, which is kind of rough. As that point trickles out, we might move over towards B. As the Steamrollers and the Chocomilk are fighting against each other. The Steamrollers having a great position on the high ground with the open roof. A little bit covered on the inside, but other than that, easy to drop down, easy to RPG, easy to bubble. As we'll have to see as the Chocomilk take the jump pad from the outside, coming up, doesn't spot them, decided to just jump straight back down, which is a little bit rough. I don't think they have enough time to worry about that, but here we go. They're going for the point. Bubble does come out, block the RPG. They might get the cap here. They do. They got to try and get out with their lives and be able to secure this as they all W towards the Chocomilk. It seems like a lot of damage coming out. Chocomilk looking pretty rough here, losing their medium play. The heavy's low as well. And then Dixon on Tomb on the side doing damage, but all of the Steamrollers are on the point. The heavy just outside, trying to play a little ratty. Trying to wait for him to try to go for the cap and get something to play. Does go onto the roof, takes the jump pad up. Might be able to do something here with the Glister Day going huge. Charges that massive damage from everybody. Oh my god, Steamroll is going down. Massive play from Tomb and Mega Maru. Oh my god.
Optic just taunted on them after that. That was completely outplayed.
I think they deserve it. Oh my goodness. Great glitch grenade. Great play from the heavy on from the Chocomilk. On the other side of the map, it looks pretty grim in the sense that the Big Splash do get this, which is great for them. They were behind in this match, securing themselves at least another run in the game. But the Chocomilk pulling out with a good extra 3,000 than the other teams, putting themselves comfortably ahead. We'll have to see how this plays out in the third match as this gets very, very close and very intense.
Absolutely. I am shocked to see Home Team just completely diffing everyone else. That steal was a really, really strange, I'll just say a really strange defense. A nice idea to play off angles and respond, but that point was really, really easy to steal. There were about 3 layers of walls and ceilings that had to be moved through. I accidentally left immediately instead of looking at the scoreboard. I apologize. But I mean, as we add up the scores here, I think.
Hold up.
Hold up. Coco Jambo taking a clear lead here. For sure. While everyone else, Callum's team, I think, still staying ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't still stay ahead with a full cash out ahead of everyone else at the end of the first round. Managing to keep it even means they're going to be holding their second place position, but I mean, this second round, they scored a higher total on Tomb's team. They're going to be taking this lead for sure.
And we'll add the points up soon. We'll just get this server going so we can get everyone in as fast as we can.
Yeah. Do you have the screenshot?
I have it. I will just give me 2 seconds.
As we set up the next private match.
Some reason what the fuck? Okay, give me a second, as I seem to have lost everything on my fucking Opera GX. Thank God Opera GX works perfectly, am I right?
Yeah. It's made for gamers, and just like
made for
modern
gamers.
games, it's extremely unstable. It's like a real video game was rushed to launch.
Can you give them the code?
Sure thing, Bill.
Okay, I didn't lose it altogether, which is great to see. I can actually
Okay. Run it back. Let's see these cash totals.
I'll put it in here so we all can see it. You might have to put it in because I don't have the spreadsheet there anymore.
I'll input real quick. So in the lead we have, of course, Tomb, Centaur, and Mogmaru with 54,000. Taking the very clear lead. In our second place, right now with these totals, once they are inputted, it looks like, as of now, Callum's team in second place. Yeah, pretty neck and neck between Sirius and Callum. 2,000 separating them. 60,000 for Sirius, 62,000 for Callum, and Tomb's team, Coco Jambo, with 23,500. 21,500 ahead of second place here. A full cash out and a lot of change.
Hey boys.
Hey.
Are we able to put a screenshot of the scores? Yeah, sweet.
Now,
awesome.
Gotcha.
Okay, as we're pretty much ready to go here for our final game, game 3 of the semi-finals on Skyway Stadium.
But to see if we get under construction, almost changing the map entirely, is usually Skyway Stadium has a long rotation time if you're stuck by hospital and you have to get all the way to the
thinking
mall.
of Seoul. Skyway Stadium.
Am I thinking of Seoul? I am thinking of Seoul. I've played this game at least 2 hours, okay? I should know this. I should know this.
It's all
hey,
good.
Choco.
Yeah?
That first screen... Oh, that's right. Sort of. The first screenshot was the wrong Mac game.
Yeah, that is the...
yeah. Whoops.
I'll go grab it real quick. I got it. We're going straight in, by the way. So, running into Skyway Stadium. Up, down, left, right. Let's go. You were hyping this up yesterday.
Up, down, left, right. I'm a personal fan of this because it's, even though suspended structures by itself sucks, even though moving platforms by itself sucks, I think both combined, adding a bunch of extra big jump pads, a lot of extra zip lines, using the suspended structures there to get to those moving platforms, it adds a lot more verticality and such to this map. As we load in here, we'll announce the teams as the Kingfisher are the Dixon, Callum, and Zohel's team. We've got the Shock and Awe, Slixy, Maximus, Sirius, Steamrollers, Tomb, Centaur, and Mogamaru, and Big Splash, Diddytron, Crooks, and Prede. As we come into the final round match point of these semi-finals, we come in here as we load in, looking over to Vault 1, as we seem to have the Steamrollers with an early lead, but it does seem like Shock and Awe are actually having a really good high ground advantage here. It's going to be a moment before anyone can touch the point, as it seems like both teams have contested over the point. Mogamaru coming to the side using the zipline, but he's by himself at the moment. Getting pushed by himself by Maximus. The dome comes out, doing a lot of damage. Scaring him off as the team seem to fight in the suspended structure. Glitch Grenade comes out, completely glitching the heavy, just kind of destroying him, not letting him use any of his abilities. A lot of damage coming out, but it seems like it might just be a wipe on top of Perfect. Getting that fight over and done with so the vault can be opened.
On the other side on Vault 2, it looks like Crooks, just the last one alive, managing to find a hiding place, although taking that jump pad makes a lot of noise. Maybe looking for a revive onto Prede, gets spotted by Callum. Prede is going to get absolutely blitzed at the end of this. Now looking to move across to put this point into cash out B on this construction site section. As on the other side we have Maximus, very serious, Flixie, making their move across, getting intercepted though by the Shock and Awe. By the Steamrollers here. as Maximus managing to win a 1-on-2 gunfight. Now with an RPG, Sirius and Slixie in position to go for this revive, while the Steamrollers also reviving just below them here. With this barricade.
Tomb gatewaying the whole team up into the thing. Tomb getting absolutely melted. Damage coming out, but it does seem like Shock and the Steamrollers are coming out on the lower end here. Charge does come out, big slam, destroying them. Not enough damage, and it seems like the Steamrollers do lose that fight. The point does get plugged. Looking good for the Shock and on that side of the map. We move to the other side of the map on the construction. We do have the Kingfisher versing the Big Splash on this cash out. Just over half of this cash out remaining. It seems like the Kingfisher playing on top of this roof on top, which is a very good position. I believe they're using their dematerializer as well, being able to just play from the top. Zohel is playing this pretty scarily, just playing right on top of them. Might try break the zip. They did drop the point. The point is down, but they're trying to bait them out. Crook's kind of low HP to be going for that. They do open up the roof, which looks really good for them. We'll have to see if Big Splash decide to rotate to a different position here, as they are looking kind of grim trying to push in this position when the other team has the high ground. They take the jump head up. They're now at the very top. Got the high ground on the Kingfish. Use that dematerializer to open it up, dropping down just a little bit, one extra floor, but the Kingfisher also dropped down, rotating slowly, not knowing where they've moved to. We're going to see how this plays out. It seems like Crooks drop in. They all drop in. The lockhold does come out. Lockholding both players. Coming in, big charge and slam. Gas mine coming out. One player getting absolutely sent off the map. Guessing Big Splash is all up, though. It just seems like the Kingfisher
Here comes the Steamrollers for a third party, though. They rotate in with a gateway. Sent out manages to run in with this gateway. This Tomb team are going to get the freest steal of their lives, coming in at that perfect time to catch both teams in the middle of a horribly scrappy fight, getting the steal, and now moving out. My goodness, the timing from the Steamrollers here was absolutely pristine as Centaur gets picked off, but trading for damage to both Kellum and Dixon. Kellum now chasing Mogumaru out on this upper floor. Mogumaru drops back in, charge and slam, manages to get the kill, but Dixon trades. And now Tomb maybe looking to just get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
the team wipe ain't that bad, but that extra kill money matters. As on the other side, this point A, we see a maybe... Oh, no. No one's going to contest.
No one wants to bother that point. That point is very hard to push with those jump pads. As it does seem like, even though Tomb is trying to go for this Vault Free, he's a little bit slow taking these fights, and then Big Splash is right behind him. He's just a little unaware as his team now coins a little bit, separating them. But the Kingfisher come in, gatewaying nice and high. Plenty of damage on the Kingfisher. See what happens here is the glitch grenade comes out, does glitch the heavy, no double shoot anymore. Dixon doing a lot of damage, does try to get the light and gets traded for it. So it's now a 2v2. The defib does come out. Apparently, Steamrollers want a bit of a bite of it, and they leave themselves, realizing it's not a good situation. They're getting chased in the stairwell as the Kingfisher try to get a defib. They do. They get their team all up. Kind of in the open, though, getting sprayed down from both sides.
Opting to back out as the Bolt is moved. I think the Steamrollers moved in specifically for the steal, and now they're just gone. Big Splash maybe intercepting. Oh, Netty Tron. You picked the wrong time to take that zip line, my goodness.
Dixon gets owned as well. Callum getting owned as well.
Zoe's going in for the team wipe. Manages to grab the body, actually. Here comes Predator Crooks, though, on the staircase. A lot of damage being dealt, but just no kill, and the damage of both players absolutely overwhelming them as both points being on funny location.
Yeah, C point on a moving platform, and it seems like D has been on a little shack under the suspended structure. So C point here is going to be very interesting. It's a very interesting point as it plays all the way around these rooftops, just in a circle. So it's all about rotating early and making sure you have the high ground and make sure you're there and don't forget about the moving platform and turn around and the platform is now 100 meters away from you. You got to make sure that you are constantly rotating and aware of where the cash out is and where the other teams are. So it seems like no one really wants to fight this moving platform. No one's keen to fight this Steamrollers team from that rooftop. But even on the other side of the map, it's not any better because it seems like the Shokanor have an easy defend on top of these suspended structures. Big Splash trying to go for the rotate over towards the side of the map. I think they are spotted going over there though, so it might be tough for them to approach. A lot of damage. Good shots from Predator with the LH1, making them kind of back up a little bit, giving them space to push forward. We're gonna have to see what they do with it as the Kingfisher do come in close, but do get glitch grenade. Glitch grenade doing a lot of damage coming out.
Big Splash spring the trap though. They're making their way in towards this point. The shack's been completely annihilated, so there's no safe place to cap it. Crooks taps it with this dome shield, but Prede gets hit by a charge and slam at the same time, and now the entirety of the Shokanor is rotated back across. A huge amount of damage. Crooks taking a lot, and Prede dying, but I believe they got a revive and then immediately died again. The Kingfish also making their move across here. Slicksy, the last one left alive. Sirius and Slicksy, the last two left alive on this team. Now a revive going off. Everyone feeding their bodies into the machine here. Callum just sitting there looking, what the hell is going on? As the Shokanor managed to hold this. Here's the Steamrollers as well. What the hell are they doing here? Making their move across, although Slicksy absolutely beaming Mokumaru. Doesn't get killed off yet. Managing to dodge using the zipline as Maximus reloading. Doesn't actually get the kill until just now. Slicksy dropping across. This Shokanor team are pushing in. Manages to get another kill on another member of the Steamrollers, while Centaur making their move across, trying to get this money by tapping this Vault 5. Although they will likely... Oh no, they're opting to stall and hide. Fair enough. While the Big Splash makes their way over to Vault 5 before anyone else.
It seems like both the Steamrollers and the Shokanor have decided to lock in for this final match, kind of dominating these first few cash outs. There's only one cash out remaining, 2 boxes, 2 cash outs. We'll see if anything gets doubled here. I think the Big Splash and the Kingfisher might need a double up to be able to push through. The Callum team might be able to do it without it, but it would be down to the wire. So what to see is the Vault does get gateway to A point. Big Splash and Shokanor on top of each other. Plenty of damage, trading each player. Let's see what happens. Is Slicksy on the roof doing a lot of damage with his LH1, kind of destroying the medium. Great movement
Beats
coming
Prede.
out.
He could get the full team wipe here, including the extra kill on Diddytron, but he instead drops down. It's just very serious, charging through. Charge and slam from Diddytron comes across. Slicksy, now in a better position, manages to find the kill, kills the Big Splash 4 times to get that team wipe and defend. Very serious, going for this revive. But here comes the entirety of the Steamrollers, dropping in, doubling it up. They managed to kill one, very serious, the only one left up here. As Mokumaru charge and slams across, gets blitzed by 2 members. As at the same time, Slicksy throwing a gateway up into this roof section as the Kingfish are the best in position to make this move. Sirius also making their way up. Zoe sprays him, gets the kill. And now Callum.
Just getting the gap here.
Here comes Centaur's zipline. What the hell is this idea, brother? It gets broken immediately, of course, but it's immediately replaced and broken again.
Big Splash coming up from behind. We're gonna have to see what they do as they take the zipline. As the spin destruction gets dropped, this changes the whole course of this cash out. It's now in the open, but under all this terrain. As it seems like Diddytron does a massive slam, and he just comes in and completely
Great rock fault denies the continued aggression. Diddytron tries to make a move across here. It always takes a good amount of punishment, but this shack is not enough to finish him off. Dixon at the same time taking a solo fight against Boom. Both players get out just barely alive. Maximus at the same time taking a fight with Diddytron. A charge and slam comes out, knocks Maximus to half health, but both of them are completely out of ammo. They're not going to repick because they both have ammunition, and Diddytron manages to win with that extra damage from the Shack 50. On the other side, very serious, and I forget who that was, Callum, or Zoy's, getting charged and slammed here. Sirius with full health, making this rotation in towards this point by themselves. Last remaining member for the Shokanor in this position is Flixie, has just coined. In the meantime here, Sirius makes the move.
Might try to save the caps if he can.
Ain't no way he gets this.
Gets completely rocked as it seems like the cap does go towards the Kingfisher Callum's team, which might actually change the course of who's going to be in the grand finals as it comes down to it. Round over. My god, that final fight got very chaotic. Some really good plays from almost everybody.
Everyone had a bunch of 1v1s across the entire map. It was an absolute mess.
Damn. As we see who, as we put in the results, we'll announce who gets to move forward to the grand finals here.
Alrighty. If we have enough time, we would also like to do a 3rd place decider, but that is up to the team. If that's going to happen, otherwise 3rd place will simply be determined by the 3rd place of the money here.
I'm happy for them to do a 1v1 separately to decide if they would prefer that.
Lloyd, do you want to ask, after we put this in, who's the bottom 2 teams and ask them if they want to do it?
Yeah, I'll ask them.
And how much time they got?
Well, I'll just drag them together, and I'll just let them discuss that. They can do a best of 5. It doesn't really bother me.
Well, because I'm saying
if they got the whole day, they can compete over $75 for the whole day.
Because we got the winners first, and we can still stream it. We'll do the winners first. So
yeah.
Alrighty. Yep. Looking at the scores here, Slixy popping off this game, 7,200 combat score, 12 eliminations. Nobody came close. 12-3, a great stat line coming out of Flixie in this position, holding those high grounds and just finding pick after pick after pick. I believe on that mansion shack cash out as well, they solo held off the steamrollers for a good 30 seconds there by just blasting, glitching, and throwing everything at this steamrollers team as they attempted to make a push across the low ground.
Yeah, as we look at the stats here, you want to announce them? You want to announce two final?
Our two finalists, absolutely shocking turn of events, with Callum's team winning out and Tomb's team having a good game as well. We have Tomb's Coco Jambo team in first place out of this semi-finals with 120,500. In second place, Callum's team with 109,000. In third place, a clear lead for third here. We have Sirius's team with 96,500 and Prede's team in our last, but absolutely not least, with 64,500. So, our finalists are going to be Tomb's team, Coco Jambo, and Callum's team.
Yeah, great turn of events from everyone playing. Shout out to third and fourth place for getting so far. We'll see if they want to do another game for themselves. But from now on,
it was Tomb's team, correct?
Tomb and Callum. Yep.
Got through. Sirius and Predays last.
Yep, Roger.
Wait. Can I make this smaller? Oh, fuck. You do it.
I got it.
You got it.
Coco Jambo, one thing.
Yeah, seems like at the end there, Tomb's team definitely went for the double up, and I think they just kind of gave it to Callum's team, understanding that if they got the point there, they would kick out Sirius's team, which, no offense to Callum's team, might be the scarier team on paper, so they might not want to play them, so they pushed through Callum's team to push them into the grand finals. We're saying that though, Callum's team is definitely not doing bad in these final matches, coming through and getting all the way through into these final rounds. Now the grand finals, working very well as a team and individuals. We'll do some map picks in just a moment, and we will do some. We'll get the team captains in here, and we'll get some map picks going.
Alrighty. You want to open up the next lobby as well?
Yep.
Sweet. So, format for this, we're going to have the team captains in, and we will be doing a quick pick ban. The team that has gotten first place will get an extra ban. It'll be first, each team, starting with our number one team, Coco Jambo, banning one map. Team 2 will ban another map. Team 1 will then get their first pick. The second team will then get their first pick, get the pick for the second map. Team 1 will then get another ban, and then the Team 2 will then pick a map in response for map 3. Team 1 will pick the fourth, and the final map will be guaranteed at the end of that. So, I think I explained it in a convoluted way that makes it confusing. Point is, Team 1, Team 2 ban. So each team bans one, each team picks one, Team 1 bans one more, and then they pick out to the rest of the best of 5.
I think it's just hard to understand without a visual.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just see the format when it ends, when it's fully decided. So, yep. Without further ado, we should probably get in contact with the team captains and begin our pick ban.
Choco has chucked himself down there already.
Yeah. He's going for it. Okay. Although he's hopping into the wrong channel. I believe this is to talk about the third place, third, fourth place one.
I spoke with them briefly. Then Crooks and Prede were happy to take fourth place.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically they got less money, so
yeah, that is.
It is
very
what
nice.
it is.
Yeah, so of course this final is going to be a best of 5 final round. Final round, of course, being 2 teams. First team to secure 2 cash outs wins the match. or first team to have secure the first cash out at the end of time wins the match. Although stalling out a full 20 minutes is a very, very hard job. So, yeah. Just waiting for our teams to be all on the same page here. Getting into this grand finals. Don't really have much else to say at this point. Just really, really good play coming out of Coco Jambo. Going for third parties, trying to time their plays always around other people's movements, trying to sort of create chaos when they need it and make sense in chaos. Like make sort of peace and consistency within the chaos when they had the opportunities. Great team play, great communication, trying to sort of let loose when they need to, and until then, just make sure no team is considering going for fights with them. Yeah, just only taking good fights, making sure that whenever they go for a move, the rest of their the team is in a nice position for it, and the enemies are not going to both snap turn to them and take them out. Also opting to go for the double up there to I believe it was the Steamrollers who got the double up at the end of the game there, because they were in such a commanding lead. Sorry, not the Steamrollers. Coco Jambo opted to go for the double up in that final round because they were in such a commanding lead that whoever won this was pretty much guaranteed to go through the finals with them. Absolutely fair enough play from them. A great idea for creating more chaos and sort of securing them passage into the grand finals of this event. Callum's team on the other side, they've had a bit more of a journey playing in our losers round 2 in this bracket. If I swipe back to that screen, yeah, you can see Callum's team getting eliminated or knocked down in the winners bracket, where Coco Jambo and Sirius took it, but swinging back, taking a commanding lead in losers round 2, and now managing to clinch the semi-finals win. I don't think we went to view their perspectives much, but it just seemed like they had some incredible team play around their light, making sure that whenever they would take a fight, Dixon was in a position to like he would see two guys and he was able to start spraying, absolutely laying in the damage from an off angle that an enemy team would have to make the choice of either pushing forwards into a rough position or turning around to go deal with this pesky light that's peppering them in the back of the head.
Yeah. Well said. I will drag I'll drag the team captains, and now we'll do the final pick bands.
Beautiful.
Then, oh my god, we love Discord. Come on.
Okay.
Yo.
Hello. How are we?
Howdy.
Guys?
Good, thanks.
So, yeah, we'll do pick bands for the grand finals. Congrats for getting the grand finals, by the way. See who takes home the more money. You're all winners already. You already gained money. You already got the clout. So from here, we'll move on to pick bands. So we'll do team 1 will be Tomb's team, and team 2 will be Callum's team. So we'll start out with Tomb. What map do you want to ban?
Kyoto.
Kyoto.
And in Kyoto? Yep.
Fair enough. Understandable. And we'll move on to Callum. What do you ban?
Seoul.
Seoul is the next ban.
Okay.
There we go. And then we go Tomb. What map do you want to pick first?
We'll go Monaco.
Monaco pick first. There we go. So Monaco will be the first game we're playing. And then
All right.
Callum, what do you want to play?
1 second.
Oh, good.
Go Fortune Stadium.
Fortune Stadium.
is a
First
game.
time we're seeing at this tournament. Big pick. Big.
Okay.
And
Alrighty,
we'll go
now
for,
expand
Next ban, Banal.
Alrighty.
Banal ban.
And now we have a pick from Callum.
You there, Callum?
Yep. And then goes to Horizon.
Sis Horizon.
Alrighty.
Sweet. Tomb will be the third map we play. Or the fourth map, sorry.
Still open is Skyway Vegas.
I think both will be picked, actually. I think
Yeah.
that's the way it works. There's only two maps
Yeah.
left.
So what's coming first?
We'll
what's
go Skyway.
Skyway. So
Skyway.
Vegas, our closer, if we ever reach, if we do reach this game 5.
There we go. You guys can go back to your teams now, so we'll get started in just a minute. Thank you, guys.
Alright, thanks.
Alrighty. Heading into our
There we go.
final.
So if you guys missed that, we have map 1 today will be Monaco. Map 2 will be Fortune Stadium, which we haven't seen yet. But very interesting how the teams end up playing this map. Very similar to other maps, but different as well. Obviously, the map itself uses components of different maps. It seems to be a little bit of an asset flip, but at the same time, it plays completely differently than other maps, which is very interesting to see. The third map will be Cis Horizon, and then fourth will be Skyway, and fifth we'll finish off on Vegas. So we'll see how this game goes coming into this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just waiting on Tomb's team to join the lobby, and within a minute of that, get started.
Good. You excited for this grand finals, fools?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we haven't seen these teams fight too much, but I think every single time we have seen them fight, it's been a complete toss-up on who wins. Of course, with a lot less chaos, it's going to be a completely different game of how to take fights, when to push in, and what sort of situations are more favorable for each team. I mean, although all of these maps sharing a pretty similar ideas of having large, long-range rooftop fighting positions and absolute chaos on the insides, where Cis Horizon is about the only map where these insides of buildings are still also pretty open for long-range fights. So we'll have to see if the teams make for more specialized loadouts, or stick with the things that they've been going for this entire day so far. So
Yeah,
we're all ready to go.
Should I wait for a ready up from Callum? Or just
Yep. Okay, looks like we're ready to go.
He's ready to go. As we come into the first map, if I decide to choose it this time and not do what I did yesterday.
Yeah,
we
don't
go
pick
Monaco
Bernal.
first map. Not Bernal. No, we actually got banned almost
Bernal got banned.
instantaneously.
Yeah. Bernal's second
So-
ban was fair enough. We see it once.
We saw it once. I hope you liked it. That's it.
Okay.
Here we go, coming in again. Grand finals, final tournament format, and it'll be best of 5. So we'll see who this might only go 5 games, 3 games, I mean, or it might go all 5. Seeing how close these teams are, I wouldn't be surprised if we see way more games than we expect coming out here, as we do have the Kingfisher being the Callum, Zohels, and Dixon team. Shokanor is the Tomb, Centaur, and Mogamaru team. Very interesting to see how this comes out. Everyone using, I think, the same weapons they've been using this whole time on the duck and cover version of Monaco. So we have no church, big open area. So we'll be very curious to see which LH1 comes out on top as they run into the map here. And we see the Shockanaw definitely getting the closer spawn here to Vault 1, being able to set up as the Kingfisher slowly run in, and not being able to really cut off both cash outs at the same time. I say that, but they're kind of just running towards A and contesting the team coming towards them. Callum caught right in the open, but damage coming out way too early. They can't punish Callum for being there. Santau really getting caught in the open, even missing the bubble. Not good for them as they push in. Callum on the low ground, trying to get in. Very close match happening here.
Dixon pushing into Santau's position, gets a headshot and instantly finishes them off. The rest of the Shockanaw has to take this gateway across and make their way out of here. Dixon taking a lot of punishment for it, but Coom also gets picked off, and Mogmaru being left at half health in this position. Attempts for a lock bolt. Does manage to latch. The charger slam comes through, but it's a last-ditch effort. Callum managed to get picked off here by a quick melee from Mogmaru, but with this opposing dome shield, they're out of damage, and it's going to be a team wipe for the Kingfish as they run over to activate this vault.
Yeah, running over to first point, not even opened yet, so we're going to see this match kind of move out for a while and stretch out as they go towards B point. A very interesting point, as it's a house kind of just sitting by itself, only one roof being able to get to it. So we're going to see how they set up here, if they set on in the house or on the roofs or kind of off point somewhere else. We're going to have to see how they decide to play this as a team, as Callum's kind of on the roof by himself, kind of see if he can see any players spawning. But it does seem like the Shockanaw spawn quite far away, but it is spotted by Callum, which means they're going to have a while before they can get here, and everyone's going to know where everyone else is. A lot of damage coming out here.
Mogmaru looking to find a flank angle with SH12, of course, completely worthless fighting from this range, but Coom now joining back up, looking to maybe set up a gateway play to push them across the open areas a bit hard to poke. Santau can't really provide anything in this position. Looking to rotate across with the team, they creep their way closer in towards this rooftop.
Yeah, in this situation, it's about just poking and seeing how many resources you can drain from the enemy team. It seems like the Shockanaw are definitely doing a better job at that, using their mesh, trying to use up their mesh shield, their heal beam, and their health, as they just slowly inch closer and closer, waiting for an opening, but they just gateway in, but they get absolutely destroyed by Dixon's LH1 as he drops in, only one up on the Shockanaw, getting in nice and slow, but then pulling the trigger maybe a little bit too fast. Just jumping right on top of them, getting absolutely beamed for it. That might be point B taken to the Kingfisher. We'll see if the Shockanaw can spawn fast enough and get here, but I doubt it. We'll have to see what ends up happening with it. But yeah, usually these points, the way they work is you kind of have to shoot from a distance. If you run in dead straight, you're just going to get beamed, and you have to like use up their resources. You have to use up their heal beam, use up their health, and then wait for a pick or an opening, and then you go in. They kind of just went in a little bit too fast when they were all full HP and very obvious where they were going. It does seem the Shockanaw are trying to push this a little bit more, cutting it a little bit close. I don't know if it's worth, but here they are. They are gatewaying in.
Nice gateway. Takes them into the point. They immediately drop it with a dematerializer. Completely stops the defense. Here comes Dixon for a rotation. Explosion as well. They're trying to hold this. They're going to manage to steal it the last second. No one dead on the Shockanaw either. And they managed to get a team wipe with every single member at absolutely no health. How in the world did they get away with that? Incredibly clutch play there. Maybe what they were looking for earlier with that gateway play, but using the gateway to get into a good position instead of using the gateway to storm a position. With no chaos on the board, going for these is just so risky. So, I mean, this aggressive play was just ridiculous. A great gambit here, relying on those barricades to completely deny a quick defense as they gateway across to this rooftop, getting caught. Mogmaru almost dies for it. Here comes a jump pad from Zoys, but he's the only person going for it, and they just get absolutely blended. They're just a bit too far away. That vault was out in the open, so they can't go for it. It's rolled all the way back. Now jump padding across. One person gets picked off by Dixon's LH1, but here comes Sentau onto the position. Dixon gets another kill here, I believe, and now Sentau storming the position. Manages to find one, but Callum's in there with the Lewis gun. A single shot will take them out.
Honestly, I think Dixon's completely like destroying in these longer range fights, just being able to use his LH1 crazily. That there, when they jumped across the point towards the Kingfisher, Dixon just completely beamed the one in the air. I believe it was
Let's
the,
go,
I think
Caleb.
it was Mogamaru, just completely destroying him. Bro's definitely locked in. I do say that, but almost everybody on the Kingfisher is putting in work. This is very much a team effort at this point in the grand finals. You can't afford to be lacking at all. As the cash out does get put in, and the Shokunor is only a little bit away as they do zip up onto the roof. It does seem like the Kingfisher are getting on top of the crane though. We'll see if this is a good position for them, or if the crane gets dropped down. We'll have to see how it plays out here. Dixon running across the crane to see if he can maybe get a good sight line. As I said, that he is a monster with that LH1, so we have to see if he gets a good sight line here, as he does peek over with the invis.
Another
But
gateway being
Shokunor
set
have
up by
dropped
Tomb here.
inside.
Tomb looking to make a play across, moving with this gateway in this rooftop. They're gonna try and make a silent move across. Invis, nobody sees him move in here. Here comes the gateway. The team rotates in. They haven't noticed yet.
Dixon,
Looking
I
for
think,
maybe
sees the gateway effects as they do drop it. They're trying to go for
Here
another
comes
play here,
Zoids.
maybe setting a bubble. Trying to bait here as Dixon comes in, does glitch it, does peek. Definitely Dixon getting rocked here. The lock ball does coming out. Getting Tomb in the corner, does get caught out for it. As it does seem that they have been traded. There is trades coming out. Shokunor looking really rough here. 1 HP on both teams. Only Callum up, but Callum can definitely do this. He has the potential to be able to do this with the Lewis gun. Does get one, peeks the corner. Doesn't get to see Mogamaru. Gets completely rocked by the SA-12. Does go for the fight, but Mogamaru absolutely destroying. And I think with that might be game 1 already.
Yeah, this 17-second respawn time and the wide spawns you can get in Monaco means that they have to go for an absolute gambit here on this last push. I mean, they do have the mesh shield to make it happen, but a single glitch might just secure this.
That was very unfortunate for Callum peeking that corner and then just having his back with Mogamaru, and he hits every single pellet with that SA-12, completely melting his health.
There is a
kind of
chance.
rough there.
They have to get
There's
there
a
right
very
now.
small chance. But with the DMAT and the bubble, I don't think it's going to happen, as it seems like this game is going to go to the Shokunor. As it comes back here, a lot of visual effects, a lot of dust, but not enough to actually fully contest this point. And that's it. Game 1 goes to the Shokunor, the Coco Jambo team, going huge.
Absolutely. And map 1 gets secured here by Coco Jambo.
We have a quick look at these stats before we move on to the next round. If you want to pull them up on your screen while I get the next lobby going.
Having a look at these stats, we see Mogamaru, the only one really trying to make things happen, really making things happen on this squad. Opening teams up with this SA-12-16. Tomb and Centaur were much more distractions for this SA-12 charge and slam to make things happen. Callum, Dixon, and Zoids put up quite a bit more damage on the other side, but that was mostly fed into these dome shields. Mogamaru making things happen. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous because Kingfish had those points. They were winning the initial fights. They were winning it all. And it would just come down to these final matches. These final like seconds on these cash outs were just not enough, as it just got stolen from them in the last second most of the time from the Coco Jambo team. Yeah, unfortunate for them, but you can definitely see the potential coming out for a very close game here. Even though the first one goes clearly in the Shokunor's favor with the points and money, the actual gameplay itself was very close. So we have to see how many maps we go into here as we go into our second map, Fortune Stadium. Again, first time we're seeing this in this tournament, so we're going to have to see how this goes. Yeah.
Another map with no variants. Yeah, it's just a bit cheeky at all times.
Yeah. As we go in here into our second map, see who takes it out on top. If the Shokunor come out here and not the Shokunor, if the Coco Jambo end up coming out on top, it does mean that Callum's going to be down to the wire. His team is going to have to pull out the chops and come all the way back with a reverse sweep. So let's see what happens here.
Cutting into Fortune Stadium, a very open map. especially on the rotations. Trying to make your way in towards points can just be an absolute nightmare in Fortune Stadium. Getting sniped from that long range is something that I think Zoy's, Callum, and Dixon are a lot better at. I think this map may favor them, as in those long-range engagements, it was when things got close that Mogmaru's Charge and Slam SA-12 started really blending people. And so having to get through even more to make that happen is going to give Zoy's, Callum, and Dixon a better chance, as the Kingfish this time is going to be Centaur, Tomb, and Mogmaru, and the Shokanor being Zoy's, Callum, and Dixon.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. Tomb's using the XP50, so he's actually on a SMG here. So these long ranges with these jump pads and stuff, Dixon might definitely have the advantage. If they can get in a good positioning, they could just clean up from those distances. But we do see here that the Kingfisher do get a great high ground take, great shots out early. As I say that though, Tomb gets completely destroyed by Dixon, same as the medium Mogamaru Centaur, sorry, getting destroyed. The point being ignored for the time being is the fight just commences as they get dropped down, a lot of explosions going on, but just waiting for these peekers. I think they understand that the LH1's going to completely destroy here, and it does, as Centaur does get completely beamed by that LH1 and the Lewis gun.
Dixon opting to take their time and start only piling in the damage when they think they need to start backing off to try and secure these kills. So really smart play there to rely much more on finding kills instead of just landing as many shots as possible. Manages to find the kill on Centaur, although of course in that position they can easily just back off, go for a revive, and now begin to push in as this gateway has taken the whole team towards this B point. You see here.
Yeah, it seems like the Callum's team has gotten the full high ground here. Again, great for them. They don't want to play inside here, so it is a little grim, this B point. If they can get there, if Coco Jambo can get into that B point, it's going to look kind of grim for the Shokanor here. I don't believe they're using Dematerializer. I think they're using Heal. Oh, I eat my words as he demats it. So the fight is going to commence on this roof as a lot of damage is going to come out, a lot of trades. As barriers and bubbles come out to try block this damage and try slow down that time. The glitch grenade coming out doing huge work, but the damage on Dixon completely melting two of their players. Only Megamaru just decides to end it all with the RPG to the feet.
The quicker you can reset and come back to this point, the better. So just RPG themselves after the rest of the team getting blended by this split crossfire from Dixon and Zoy's. Callum doing such a good job of stepping between barricades and their mesh shield. Sorry, was it barricade? No, they were just using the regular terrain.
They were just using
he's running Lockbolt actually to try and find these kills.
Drop the point down to a more open area. That could be great, but I honestly think they should try to keep it high, as this fight is going to commence on the high ground. And now Callum's caught out by himself. This is not looking good for the Shokanor, as they kind of just have to play around this point and hope they don't do what they did last game and just hop on the point. Damage coming out. Dixon kind of destroying Centaur as he walks in. We'll see what happens. Callum with the LH, with the Lewis gun, completely beefs and gets completely mowed down by the heavy and light on the team of the Kingfisher. But they're all low HP. It's a 2v1 now.
Doing it again. Zoy's gets the kill, but Tomb gets it. No time to get the cap though. Shokanor managing to secure this by just buying enough time. Another insanely close attempt on this point. They do win the fight, but it just took them too long to get to this position. I think I agree with you there. Dropping it was an extreme risk. It opened opportunities for the fight to get close range, and Mogamaru started to win out of it, but it just took them too long to get back there and get into that favorable position.
Yeah, as we do see here, the point is definitely Kingfishers right now, but the Shokanor is in a bit of an awkward situation. They want to be more in the middle there on that Holto construction building so they can stop the cash out, but they do glitch the gateway, so they do actually have control of the cash box right now. But Kingfisher coming on the high ground, they do jump up with the jump pad. They do get the lockball as well in the medium. The damage comes out. Callum getting kind of destroyed by the SA-12. And it seems like the Shokanor plan didn't work out as well as they thought it would. It's just Dixon left, and he ends up ending himself too for the teamwork to get the respawn. Yeah, I think that was an okay play. The jump pad there, a little bit uncoordinated. It would be good if they all jumped at the same time, but I thought they could have played over here. Playing over by this construction hotel building with that S8 with that long range potential, being able to play here and stop both cash outs, just being able to stop any rotation that comes out would have been, I think, stronger. But you know, I'm not on the grand finals. These guys are, so what do I know? Yeah.
Absolutely, as it looks like Dixon, Callum, and Zoy's trying to set up a gateway play, getting them up to the high ground. A bit awkward from Zoy's, drops down a couple floors, as Dixon's the only one all the way up there. Callum vaulting up, a jump pad also being set up, but I mean, they're just having a couple issues trying to find the right way in. Taking the gateway this time, it works, and now they set up the jump pad to make their way up. Getting to this high ground, while Whom, Sentau, and Mogomaru set up floor below. Gateway up to the roof, getting found out. Sentau going for this push. Zoy's the only one left up here, gets punished for it, but Whom is now fighting with Callum out in the open. Callum could easily distract them here, drops out. Looks like at the same time, Dixon gets picked off. Zoy's winning a fight, but Mogomaru is there to get this cross kill, and now Sentau looking to chase Callum here as Callum goes for the revive a few floors down onto Dixon. A 3-on-2 here as they make their way back up. Maybe looking to blast this wall open, but instead going to this high ground to try and see if they can start a fight. Mesh shield to enter. Dixon behind. Here comes Mogomaru to try and go for this flank. Doesn't see anyone yet. Spots Dixon. Manages to absolutely annihilate them with the SA-12. Callum now by themselves getting chased down by this entire team. Charge and slam comes out, and Sentau's damage from the crossfire just annihilates them. Bit of a cute play. Zoy's actually coining here by themselves on this low ground, trying to make their play back up. Maybe trying to grab their statues, but it's going to be watched. Finds one of them, gets the revive. There's no way they get the push in time. Maybe going for a demat remat play. Here's the dematerializer, but it's also dropped to the other side. He drops in directly on top of two members of the Kingfish as the point is gotten. Lockbolt does get hit, but immediately dies as a result, trying to push in. Dixon, the only one left alive, now going to go grab these statues. The Kingfish moves off of this point.
Yeah, a bit of a trickle there as even Dixon coins trying to get some reses. I think that the clean team wipe would have been way better than the shock and all there, being able to respawn and just fight for the next fight. At this point, as it is important, if they got that point, they would have won the round. It wasn't, they could afford to lose that point and go for the next one. So it's going to be quite tough here. As the Kingfisher get to set up on this roof. So we'll have to see how this fight plays out again. Again, with the Dixon with the LH1 might be better off here, but we're going to have to see. As I've been eating my words, as Kingfisher has been just winning these points and forcing these close range fights. Doing really well. Dixon on the roof by himself. The rest of his team fall behind
Zoy's by themselves, gets spotted by everyone. Mogomaru takes a bit of punishment, but both members die at the same time. Callum's dome shield also falling through the ceiling. Attempting to try and take the slow fight with this. Does manage to do a lot of damage to Sentau. Almost could have finished off Mogomaru as well, but at the same time, Boom just moving off. There was no way they were going to get anything productive out of continuing that fight. As Boom now heading towards a very close range section. Getting in towards this room could be guarded pretty easily, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just do this place up, make it absolute hell to push, and force them to walk directly into this SA-12 machine gun, sort of, I should say lawnmower, SA-12 from Mogomaru.
As it does seem the Shock and I have respawned already on the high ground. They have been spotted, I do believe, by Sentau, which means it's gonna, they know they're coming. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how this shows up. Is that more of a long-range team fight? Is what the Shock and I love. Kingfisher forcing this close-range fight in this room, playing underneath, ready for the DMAT, with the jump pad as well. Just waiting for them to get on the point. We're gonna have to see if Shock and Awe find a way around this, or if they take too long and they just get boned anyway. As they slowly make their way in, Dixon looking underneath, trying to find out where they are.
Callum tapping the point. RPG and DMAT come out at the same time here. A lot of damage coming out. A lockbolt doesn't actually manage to catch down below. Although Sentau taking a huge amount of damage. The crossfire comes out from Dixon and Zoy's, but at the same time, Mogomaru just opens the charge and slam, and this SA-12 completely obliterates them. With 25 seconds left, they have to make an absolute Hail Mary play to take this, and I don't think it's going to happen. Probably jump padding in via the window will be their best way back into this point, but, I mean, with this little time, Mogumaru could easily just bait, play for this charge and slam and win.
Yeah, it's looking pretty grim here for Callum's team, as these fights are just being taken close range, and their advantage is just being lost. Yeah, the spawn does not like them, as it seems like we will be going to our third match, as it seems to be match point, game point, tournament point. Coming into our third map here, we're going to have to see how this runs.
Where the hell is this cash out going? Man, I think they managed to drop it off with a jump pad and have the jump pad angled to send it out.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's pure goofiness on the defense as Coom's team taking another win here.
Yeah, close games, but that second map was definitely closer than the first.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's looking grim, as a reverse sweep is necessary here for Callum's team. So we're going to have to see what comes out in this third map, as we will move into our third map, which is, if I can look at my notes,
On Cis Horizon.
Cis Horizon, a map that we have seen about 100 times. Coming in, getting our players in, coming in for the third match, tournament match point. Seeing who wins the big bucks.
Alright. Yeah, that map doing quite a bit better there for Callum's team. Although taking a couple bad engagements, trying to force fights when they were in a seriously unfavorable position, resulted in them wasting a bit more time than they could afford to waste there. I mean, that final cash out, trying to push that, it was just an absolute nightmare. They should have. I mean, the only way I could think to do that better is to know where the enemy team is already, which is something they weren't able to find out. Maybe running sonar grenades on this light instead of thermal vision on Dixon might be the play, to just scope out the enemies and form plans around that, or force them to move, because having to deal with these guys in the exact positions they want to fight in is just so damn difficult.
So
as
right.
everyone is ready, and we're going to get started into our map 3 here on this Horizon. Callum's team having to perform a reverse sweep, starting on this open map. I think Fortune Stadium favored them, but Cis Horizon is by far the best map for their style of play.
Yeah, we'll have to see what comes out here, as it seems like these teams are playing pretty smart, especially Coco Jambo's team. Very much playing off point, playing sneaky, letting the enemy team push in, and then just retaking once they start capping, just jumping on top of jump pads or D-mats or gateways, and just using that charge and slam, that XP50, that SA12, just to completely mince the enemies. So I think it might be worth, you might be right, putting on sonar grenades or putting on some way to find the enemy. I do say that, but the thermal vision is almost necessary here, playing against the Invis light. That changes the game entirely without that.
As we go into this game, Kingfish, Tomb, Centaur, and Mogumaru, and Chocomilk being Callum, Toys, and Dixon. It looks like this Chocomilk squad are right up against Bolt 1.
I would like to point out, it seems like the Chocomilk have changed to more close-range weapons to mirror the enemy. They are using the SA-12 and the XP-50 now. No more LH-1, no more Lewis gun. So we're going to see how this turns out, as they seem to be trying to reflect what they're doing. Let's see who can do it better.
Zoe's opting to go for grenades this game as well. Although this fight opens up immediately, RPG cracks Callum and knocks him down, and now they go for the kill when the team is split. Doom dropping in, losing a massive amount of health. Doesn't manage to get killed, and so an absolute blitz team wipe for the Kingfish here. Moving in to then open this Bolt 1.
Massive jump pad on RPG, completely opening up and splitting up the Chocomilk there. Great play. Must have just used, maybe they made too much noise or something and they knew exactly what they were, being able to plan around that. So we're going to have to see. First fight definitely clearly goes towards the Kingfisher. The Shokunaut don't spawn too far away, but a little bit too slow to be able to contest anything coming up there. Chocomilk kind of separated from his team. I don't know if they're aware of that yet. They might be able to capitalize on that, getting an early pick, stopping this man from being able to help his team at all. With that, it might be worth them rushing B quickly to try get the 3v2 instead of the thing. But they're kind of putting themselves in a sandwich. Mogumaru kind of ready to take that jump pad to jump them, but they've decided to go for the 3v1, pushing Mogumaru, but Danger does come out. The wrench floor as well on the counter. Yeah, there we go. Now one down. It's now a 3v2, looking pretty clean. It does seem though. Kingfisher playing off point though might just go for a retake. We'll have to see what they end up doing if they go for a res or they try to stop the point. But it seems like they have been separated. The medium gets dropped and they are chasing really hard on this medium. The medium is 1 HP.
Zoys gets picked off by Tomb on the outside. Dixon not in a good position, just staring at that. I think guarding the statue, making sure that they go for the coin here. Now rotates towards Tomb, but doesn't spot him. As Tomb gets flanked by Kellum, they do find him. SA-12 absolutely annihilates. And they get the manual revive in this position as Mogumaru coins and is miles away from the game.
Yeah, that was a very interesting fight. Good job from the Shokunaut to capitalize on that misplay of Mogumaru kind of being separated from his team. They seem to have spotted him, but Mogumaru hiding a little bit, and they don't want to over-aggress, so they're just waiting, as it seems like Sentao and then soon Tomb will coin, and might be able to get one more fight out of this, but it will be quite tough. But we do know this team is very good at those very chaotic, close-range, last-minute caps, so we'll have to see what happens here.
This point, of course, actually pretty safe to hold from the outside, and so going for these inside plays, they'll need to drop the point. And they, as I say that, it looks like Shokunaut have immediately dropped it straight into a gateway and dematerializer from Sentao. They do some massive damage. Zoi's managing to stay alive, dodging bullets like a maniac as Tomb runs out. Dixon, the only one left alive for this team, just has to stall for another second, and he manages to, picking off Mogumaru, and now Tomb, even though they win the fight, it took them too long to get there, trying to go for that immediate cap. Manages to get picked off and hit again. Shokunaut taking a lead at the start. Let's see if they can hold onto it this time on Cis Horizon.
That SA-12 minces in those close range. We can all see why the top players use it, as it's just dangerous. As soon as that point gets a little bit chaotic, it absolutely minces players. It doesn't matter if you're a heavy with an infinite amount of health pool, you'll just get completely destroyed. So the switch from Callum might be massive, and the Wrench Claw here may or may not be the deciding factor. That's the only difference we have of these two teams. Maru's using charge.
Winchclaw is a great counter pick against this charge and slam, being able to instantly cancel the charge and slam the second you see it coming, or use that Winchclaw for more creative kills, finding picks on the medium to maybe in a rougher position than you'd expect. Winchclaw, of course, having great synergy with the SA-12-16, allowing you to rotate the barrel while going for the hook, allowing you to essentially deal an uninterrupted 8 shots against your opponent.
Yeah, as we see, they did switch to the close-range fights here, but now we're on the most open point in the game. So we're going to see how this comes out. Maybe a gateway from the Shokunaut on top of them, or some sort of opening pick, or a lot of glitch grenades coming out on both teams, a lot of damage coming out. Shokunaut not being able to push as they're too hurt, using too many resources. It might be worth to try rotate, but the problem with this point is it's either to rotate really far, or you're just going to be spotted running over. As I say that, Callum is just fucking sending it over this bridge.
Barricade, step forward, barricade. Trench warfare, essentially, as he creates the new trench to push through.
Kingfish definitely playing the slow, playing through this. They go through a vent, but they can't bring Mogumaru, do they? Do in the end.
Very close by themselves. They're making the rotation out. Pulled the entirety of the Kingfish so far away from this point. They're going to be able to secure this cap in time. But are they going to be able to stay alive after it? Here comes all of the Kingfish. Charge and slam on. Gets hooked, but Mogumaru still manages to find the kill first. Dixon solo pushing. If he manages to get this pick on Mogumaru, he might be able to hold onto it. But they get a revive, and the Kingfish managed to hold here. I don't think they're going to, the Shokunaut are going to have a second chance. That absolute collapse there. I think while it made sense to group up on your teammate to go for the body block. They were in such a bad position to respond that you weren't really doing anything by blocking shots. You should have been off, ready to interrupt that charge and slam from Mogumaru that completely decimated your medium-heavy duo in that position. And yeah, absolutely no time. They're not even going for it. Probably rotating towards maybe the center of the map, maybe trying to find a couple of kills. Dixon charging in, and just looking in that direction with thermal vision, trying to make a play, but this vault spawns, very fortunately for the Kingfish, right next to them in comparison to the Chocomilk team. Always on this roof gets spotted out by Sentinel. Now staring at that open position there. Callum having to rotate across. They're getting a bit of punishment for it, but it's not nearly as much. It's always healing Callum, allowing them to go for a better bit of poke game. But here comes a glitch nade. I don't believe it catches anyone. As a second glitch is dead on for Zoys. An amazing frag grenade out of Zoys actually does full damage to Sentao and Tomb. They have to back off. Mogumaru split from the rest of his team, but that's exactly where he wants to be. Dixon gets the cross kill, and they manage to pick off 2 on this Kingfisher squad. Revive comes out immediately, and Mogumaru is not in a position to do anything in response. They do spot him. Zoys on this underside. Gets a couple shots on him, but Mogumaru drops out immediately and runs back inside, running towards one of these points to try and maybe intercept, hit a better spawn point for when their teammates coin here. Still running through the open with a funny goo barrel in hand, making their way towards these points, probably recognizing that D is preferable for them. Now, as their teammates come back into the game, they do get a fairly good spawn here as Dixon goes for this plug. Mogumaru taking a fight with Callum, loses a huge amount of health in the opener here. Zoys and Callum, the only 2 people going for this as they make a rotation quickly, trying to punish them while they're still not in a nice position. Moving into this top section, Zoys gets caught in the open, takes a good amount of damage. Dixon also in a good position to go for a cross kill, but one of them gets picked off, and Callum, now stuck by themselves, tries to move across here. Mogumaru charging, slamming up, chasing incredibly aggressively here. Callum manages to make their way out as Mogumaru misses on the zip line, but Mogumaru chasing still. Dixon gets picked off on the outside, and Callum the only one left alive, and now it's going to be a team wipe for the Kingfish as they manage to catch the rest of the Shokanor rotating in. Dixon getting this plug, but the rest of the team nowhere near close enough with no mobility to cross that gap and close in. This good respawn from the Kingfish out of the movement from Mogumaru allows them to catch the team on the rotation and secure this key point for now.
Seems to be the second time that we've seen a point be swayed from a slow rotation and just not being able to get out of the open and staying with that team. So hopefully this will be the last fight of this map, because it seems like they're coming in here. We're going to have to see what the Shokanor do to attack this point.
If Mogumaru, Sentao, and Tomb hold this point, this will be the entire event going to them. A quarter of the cash out remaining is three members jump pad. The RPG completely misses Sentao by themselves, being chased down by Callum. Point beginning to be capped, but Mogumaru is in position. Charge and slam and SA-12 clear them out, and Sentao now holding this point. Revives Tomb. Callum the only one left alive on this team to try and swing it, and he gets wiped. That's going to be the game, the set, and the tournament for Mogumaru, Sentao, and Tomb. This Coco Jambo team looking possible to crack, but impossible to beat in these final rounds.
Yeah, very clean gameplay coming out from that team, just almost smoking the grand finals, just being so dominant. Congrats to both teams getting this far, but seems like Coco Jambo definitely coming out as the clear victor in this final round. A 3-0 in the best of 5. Looking great.
Yeah, absolutely. As our winners here, Coco Jambo.
I'll be right back.
Absolutely. All right. Yep, as I quickly add up the final screen. Congratulations to Coco Jambo, Mogumaru, and Sentao winning this grand finals in a 3-0 sweep. We don't even get to see Vegas in another set here, unfortunately. But I mean, what a tournament. This final round being by far the most polarizing part of the game. As you'd expect, when the chaos clears, one team just takes a very clear lead here. Mogumaru, especially in this final round, proving their worth. This SA12, this charge and slam, completely uncontestable. Absolutely impossible to attack into. You think you have an opening, and 3 or 4 shots from that SA12 completely annihilates you, and the charge and slam comes out the second they have to rotate that barrel. It's absolutely devastating.
Yeah. I have information. We'll do some interviews. We'll drag up a few players from each team, and we can talk to them about how they felt in those grand finals and the tournament in general, and how they felt their team went. So we'll drag up. We've got Dixon, and we'll have Toom and Centaur. All decided that they're willing to come and have a good yap with us.
Okay. I'm ready for some complaining. Let's go.
Oh, good. Let's bring them up.
Alrighty, Dixon.
Hello. How's it going?
Hello, guys. How are we going?
Hello. W's.
First things first. GG. Good game, everybody. Obviously, the scoreline says 3-0, but I think everything was really close there. Well played from everybody. So, yeah. Pat yourselves all on the back. So I guess I'll start off. We'll ask Dixon, how did you think your team did? Obviously, you came second, which is amazing, but you missed out on the final grand finals. How did you think you did as a team, and was there anything you think you could have done better?
Super chuffed. We came into this weekend without really any time to practice or play together. Like, we kept trying to organise it, and our schedules and things just kept conflicting, so we couldn't. Really happy with how we played in the losers bracket this morning. I think we sort of controlled all 3 of those games really well. We got very lucky to make it into the finals, so thank you to Toom, who I think got us in that last cash box.
Don't say that, bro. Don't say that.
In terms of doing things differently, just composition-wise stuff, we're playing around with a lot of things and trying out some different stuff. So going forward, we want to kind of clean that up a bit and try and have a way to drop cash points, which is what our biggest weakness was, I guess, this tournament.
Yeah, it's well said. It's great. I think you're right. I think you played really well. You were actually really tight as a team most of those early rounds. It just, when it came down to those 1v1s, it was just hard to collect the point once you lost it. Which was a bit tough for you guys. But if we move over to the other team here, Toom and Centaur, how did you guys think you did? Obviously, congratulations. You got first place. Big shout out to you guys, pulling out a great performance. What do you guys think you pushed you over the edge? Was there any standout moments or people or plays or anything that you did?
Yeah, it was good. We worked together. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've played ranked before together, so we're fairly coordinated. So that definitely helped. But yeah, it was fun. We did pretty well today. I think we were aiming to just get in the finals and see how we go. A bit lucky that we ended up on top over the other huge stack. But yeah, I think we did pretty good. What do you think, Centaur?
I mean, I'm totally agree with Toom. I mean, there was like problems with the language barrier, but we still found out how to win this tournament. We still was understanding each other, and yeah, it was incredible. I mean, not gonna lie, that's a huge experience for everybody from us, I guess.
Yeah, it was great for everybody, not just you guys, but I think everyone who was involved in the tournament, in front of the stage and behind the scenes as well, all had a great time. You guys played well, really close, really great plays coming out from every individual player on your team, which was amazing. Was there anything you want to say, Fools? Any more questions you've got? Pass it over to you.
Yeah. For Season 6, what is a balance change you guys would like to see? I want to start off with Dixon. What is a balance change you'd like to see for Season 6?
Red dot start on XP.
True.
I would love that.
That does seem like a good shout.
Yeah. Toom, Centaur, any specific thing you're looking for as a big switch up?
Buff FCAR, nerf Cerberus, fix double cash out. at the last cache, fix spawns, and fix everything.
Right.
I think
A lot
that's
of work on
a lot of
plate there.
fixing.
yeah. I mean,
Unfortunately,
mainly
it sucks.
like FCAR, buff FCAR. They just nerfed it like 4 times or 5 times, if I'm not wrong.
Bring it back to season 1, FCAR season 1.
NLH.
No.
And that'd be
Really
needs a nerf, I
deemed
think, still.
instantaneously by some players. That'd be crazy, but I'd love to see it as an FCAR player. I think that'd be fucking great. But yeah, do you guys think you'll play in the major that'll be coming up, the big official embark run major?
I think we'll try, but I think there'll be
Try.
a lot of cheaters trying to do that as well. So I don't know how that's
probably.
gonna work. Like
We'll see
Demon
how
Clan.
Embark deals with that.
Yeah.
Good luck, open qual.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
open
Mhm.
call.
I reckon we'll give it a go as well.
I reckon.
Big
I'll
shout out
download
to
some
Ploy
cheats
and
for
all
it.
the organisers as well.
Man.
You guys did an amazing job with this tournament.
Whoever set up the stream did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody
seems nice.
did a good job.
As
Thank
my
you all, guys.
fire alarm goes off. Nice. Hold on a second.
Well,
When's the next one? Is the real question.
Yeah, we are planning to do another one. Obviously, we'll wait for it's all planned and we'll sort it all out, and then we'll announce in the Discord when the next one will be. So keep your eyes out if you're keen.
We have a
which will
lot
be
more,
amazing.
a lot of stuff to
Re-
go over in preparation to make our events bigger and better than this one.
Yeah, regarding
Yeah.
that, moving towards the next tournament, if people would like to message, so there's all members of our team are listed in the R team, but if they would like to message those members, whoever you feel most comfortable speaking with regarding feedback, that's mainly because some of the feedback that we have received so far has been poor, but some has been really good. So more feedback from the players is definitely appreciated.
Thoughts, please.
We always want to make this better, help the Oceanic community and just the finals community in general stronger. As obviously here in Oceanic, we don't really have many servers running, but we're trying to create a space where everyone just feels all right to play and has a good time. So yeah, as much feedback, positive and constructive criticism would be great. But yeah, no, thanks for all the players. Thank you guys for playing. Any shout outs you guys want to give before we head off and sign off?
I actually have one. I want to give the shout out to, first of all, Mauser. Hello, baby girl. And the second shout out is going to be for my older brother, because he's inspiring me always and saying like, you can get this, you're the best, and some other stuff, you know.
Hell yeah.
I'm shouting out Centaur. He's live right now with a maid costume on. So
Actually, yeah. I was playing finals
I'm not
in the
even
main
kidding.
costume, yeah. I'm still streaming though.
I'll put it in the general chat
Oh,
if you want to
please.
look at it. But like,
Yeah, you can do this. You can do this. Like,
Let's have a quick
Hello,
quick
everybody.
glance over here at our tournament winning outfit.
Shout out as well to the
Hello,
organisers of the
everybody.
team.
Oh shit!
That's a
Tournament
man.
winning outfit.
Shout out as well to the
Holy, that's what we need
organisers
to
of the
see.
team.
yes, sir.
How else are you meant to win without being in a maid costume? That's what you went wrong, Dixon. That's what you should have
Yeah,
done.
mate. You didn't get dressed, fancy dress for OFL Tournament 1?
Well, where's our casters in suits? That's what I want to know.
Ah, yeah.
Dude, I don't have my camera's not working, but listen, I'll be in the
Budget-
suit.
budget
I'll have to go
issues.
buy a webcam.
Sounds like an excuse.
Oh, hey. But anyway, yeah. Any more shout outs? Fools, do you wanna give a shout out?
Big shout out to Vantage. Helped me out a huge amount with a lot of the stream visuals. He egged me on to finding a massive cache of incredible the finals images and just like files that I could use for graphic design for this. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, Vantage has been big but unseen.
Yeah.
Big
I
support.
think a big shout out for Moss Bongo as well for actually turning up on time. I think that was great
Hell
by him.
yeah. I
Shout
mean,
out to
I
Moss
think
Bongo.
it was the play, dude. Get him in. You put Moda and Hubris on the team, they become absolutely cracked, get through substantially further, and then Mosbongo joins and they can drop out.
The BM. Holy.
Is Hubris still
That's
free?
great.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess I'll shout out. Shout out everyone behind the scenes, part of our team, and also the patience of all the players and viewers.
Yeah.
The patience from all the players and viewers for us dealing with this, but hopefully we all had a good time. Shout out to my computer for not breaking in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Shout out to my computer for holding together. This GTX 1070 is being pushed to its absolute limits.
Damn. That's a huge shout out, though.
Yeah. And then, Ploy, do you have any final shout outs before we sign off here?
I guess thank you to everyone that played. It's not possible without all of the players. No one in particular. It was just really helpful. And big shout out to the casters because it's not the same without them.
Don't tell my work. I called a sickie the last 2 days to make this happen. And now I think my throat's been destroyed enough. I have a genuine excuse not to go to work tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I think there'll have to be some more separation next time between the games to allow for everyone to have a bit of respite.
Definitely. No, you've got to go as hard as you can. No,
yeah, mate.
No, we're a lot of the tiebreaker. Finding out that tiebreakers happen more often than you thought was a big wake up call.
Yeah, that didn't happen in any of the previous tournaments we had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and obviously feel free to join our Discord and sign up because there will be regular Saturday tournaments that aren't as serious as this one. But we will still be having more tournaments like this one, but it still may be a month away.
Yeah. Alrighty.
But Saturday tournaments.
Sweet.
Easy.
Well,
Huge.
Thanks so much, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure running this event and casting for all of you guys. Doing also hopefully substantially better spectating today compared to yesterday. Yeah, it's been an absolutely thrilling set of matches. A lot of people feeding themselves into one cash out at the end of every single game. Watching people get blended by SA-12-16s as they attempt to cap while completely clueless. Yeah, this has just been absolutely brilliant. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to the team for putting this together, and I look forward to seeing you all yet again on this stream or others for future events run by the team here at OFL. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys.
Thank you, guys. GG's. See ya. Bye-bye.
Great work.
Bye.
GG's.
Bye.
Did forget something.
And there's the text not being centered. Let's go. Alrighty. Yes, guys, I'm just going to end it off now.
Thank you for watching.
Alrighty.